Hello, hello, welcome back to the Zekeism podcast with me, Zeke, and him, Zook. Hello, Zook. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. Welcome
Been
back.
Yes, welcome back. We've had a bit of a break for various reasons. One, that it's not our full-time job, this. Life does get in the way. Other reasons being, I think illness was one of the weeks. It was just, couldn't work it out really logistically. But yeah, here we are 3 weeks later doing our first podcast of November.
Back when it was me, I tried to take all the flack and the blame, but when it's you, it's a quick brush over and a move on.
One of the weeks was you.
Definitely not. I've
was
ready every week.
Unbelievable. We're already off. Well, here we go. We just plugged back in after 3 weeks to you being a dick. There we go. But so yes, anyway, it's been a nice little breather. I think we've had a time to sort of rest our laurels with the podcast. We did sort of 6 or 7 weeks of straight recording week after week. I think there was 1 week gap in between.
Six, aren't we?
We're up to 6. This is episode 7, yeah.
Lucky number 11. Film reference.
I'll try and insert a tumbleweed sound effect into that place. I've just left the gap long enough so that I can do that in post.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Lucky Number 7. Do you remember that film? Can you tell me
Love
one of the
film.
people in that film?
Bruce Willis.
Yes, okay, I'll give you that. Even though I forgot he was in that.
Josh Hartnett.
Yes, okay, I'll give you another one. Third?
Oh, is that no? Was Ryan Reynolds in it, or am I thinking of a different film?
I think you're thinking of a different film.
A different film.
Unless you're wrong, I think I might actually have to. I didn't want to Google this.
Now I am curious. Yeah, it was a tight cast.
I was thinking of Morgan Freeman. I'm pretty sure he's in it. He is in it. I was right. I can't see Ryan Reynolds. And I can't think who you were thinking of that you would have confused Ryan Reynolds. Maybe you think of Josh Hartnett. He's the only one.
No, I said Josh Hartnett. Oh, that's it. Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Ben Kingsley, Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci. I do not remember him in there. Who does he
I
play?
don't remember Lucy Liu in it, to be fair.
Yeah, well, she's the lady that Josh Hartnett wants to be with, isn't she?
Be with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being PG. I'm not saying,
Clearly.
the sweet love they make throughout the movie, but he wants to get away from the assassin life, doesn't he, to be with Lucy Liu in the end. He just does that last hit with Bruce Willis.
I never know what we're going to talk about when we start recording on these things. I did not think Lucky Number 7 will be.
I love that film. I spent really when I was...
I don't mind it.
I think when I was 17, 18, 19, Josh Hartnett's fashion in that film, I tried to encompass. It was the trouser with the jumper and the shirt underneath, if you know what I mean, with the high collar sort of coming out. And he'd wear Converse with it as well.
Curtains haircut?
I can never pull off curtains, not since we were kids and old mummy dearest used to cut our hair exactly the same. But
Old bowl cut.
No curtains, but yeah, certainly the fashion sense I tried to pull off.
He's having a bit of a renaissance.
What
Josh
was
Hartnett.
I should have spoken about this film in the horror category the other week. Actually, brilliant film. What is it called?
I think I know the one you mean. Is it
M Night Shyamalan that directs it?
I think he's involved, and I can't remember the title either. But he's a psychopath.
Yeah, really good because it was a real twist. Trap. That was it. Trap.
That's it.
What a film. Loved that film. I'd see that again. There's not many films where I sit down afterwards and I go, I could watch that again. That was really good.
I thought it was okay. Yeah, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. The ending was a bit predictable, but other than that, I thought it was.
Oh yeah, you knew he was going to get caught, but I mean, the journey to get you there was the interest.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was fine.
The bit where he kidnaps. Is it Ariana Grande? A little grand.
Oh, is it Ariana Grande? I don't remember.
Is it Ariana Grande? It was the pop star.
Oh God, I'm googling a lot in this opening intro. I don't know who. Kid Cudi's in it. I don't know.
I might have it wrong. Is it Salika Knight actually?
I don't know who that is. I mean, Salika Knight is coming up on the IMDb. I have no idea who that person is, to be perfectly honest. Alison Pill, I know. She's in Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I wouldn't confess to knowing a vast majority of the people in that film. But, like I said, I thought it was fine.
Alison Pill, is this the lady from Picard?
She is the person from Picard, you're right.
Oh, she is very annoying in Picard.
Do you want to talk about Picard?
Based on that one show, I am not a fan. She is very... Yeah.
We can wax lyrical about Picard like we were the other day off mic if you want.
I love Picard. Season 3 is the only one worth talking about, if I'm honest.
My ready room. Commander Riker.
I'm not sure. I like the thing is one of the go away. Sorry, my cat is trying to run across my keyboard. I told you there'd be problems tonight. Go away. Come
Hmm.
on. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Sorry. Yes. We can cut that out, right?
I might just leave it in. I'll see how I feel.
What was it? Yeah, no, the episode towards the end. My favorite bit, but cringiest moment is obviously when they get back on the old Enterprise, which happens to be perfectly restored because Geordie spent 20 years restoring it after they crashed it into a planet. In which film was it? Insurrection? No, was it Insurrection? Which there was one of the
The
films like
last film they did was Nemesis.
no, this that's the
But the
Enterprise.
Generations is the one where they crash into the planet, yeah.
That Generations, right?
Yeah.
When Generations, where they halve the ship and they crash it into a planet. So for 20 years, old Geordie's been re-restoring it, and there it is, just ready for them to use. And what I found a bit of a plot hole, right? Why do these ships have hundreds of crew
Yeah.
when ultimately it just took those 6 or 7 to fly it at the end and take on a Borg cube?
Probably the same reason you have a crew of, you have an army to go into battle with, just in case. 'Cause if they're marooned in space and someone invades, you've got
No,
the
hang on. No,
numbers there to combat.
but that's like saying,
Also, if Geordie goes down, you've got a replacement.
true, but he's the chief engineer, but he's got a team of engineers under him, all keeping
Yeah,
that
yeah.
warp core going. As the series canon goes, I'd say. Sorry, we're getting proper nerdy here, but
Very nerdy.
then you've got what's it? Worf running his security detail. They're the people I'd say you've got, you say, the army to go to war with, right? Because they're basically like Marines. They'll just transport onto a ship and fight
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
You got a medical bay, you got a medical crew, so you could get
Yeah.
away with one doctor. I mean, Voyager managed to do it for 7 years when they were in the middle of nowhere.
One was a hologram.
And he was a hologram, exactly. So you can get
Yeah.
away with that. But surely, like the engine room and the flying of the ship and the
Yeah.
sensors and everything needs more than just those 6, and actually 4 because Riker and
Yeah.
Picard do nothing but sit on the bridge and observe.
I'll pitch you a scenario.
Oh, come on,
Riker, who was known to be quite
Horny
frisky.
Riker.
Yeah, horny Riker. Say he gets court-martialed for being too frisky once. He just puts his hand where it shouldn't be one day. He gets suspended or demoted. You have someone on the ship to replace him in the number 2 role. Riker gets put in the brig.
Why are we using Riker though? Because I've already said that.
Okay,
Riker...
Worf.
Okay, all right. He fires
Gets
weapons, I guess, doesn't he?
Okay, fine. He fires his weapon in whatever context you want to use that. He fires his weapon incorrectly.
Why are they all being sexually harassed on this ship?
I'm not saying that.
See what you're gonna be doing in
No,
space.
your interpretation is that it's sexual. I'm just saying he uses his weapon.
You
He's
said
using
Riker
his
would
weapon.
sexually harass someone.
Yeah,
You said
that
to
was
interpret
Riker.
weapon how I wish.
Yeah, that was Riker. I'm talking about Worf now. Worf uses his massive weapon incorrectly or inappropriately.
Is this his head fanny or is this?
Is that the technical term?
I don't know.
What's head fanny in Klingon? Tell me.
The most. Sorry,
Go
again,
on.
digressing
What's head
about.
fanny in Klingon?
I don't know. But the
It's
most interesting thing I've learned about Star Trek recently was probably the racial connotations that were applied to each alien race that I texted you about, which I found
Yeah,
quite
it does-
interesting.
As much as you want to dismiss that sort of thing, you go, "Oh, it's just it's modern sensibilities applying to."
No, that's bad from day
And
one.
you go, yeah, probably do look at it in a slightly different context without being
Yeah.
overly woke. You do look at it and go, there is something to that.
so
A little
the
bit. It's
original-
hard to argue that one.
Well, so the original Klingons were based on Chinaman. So if you look at
Were
the original Enterprise series with Kirk and Spock and all that, they've got like Fu Manchu mustaches
Hmm.
and beards, and they're Asians. And the way they apparently retconned that in Next Generation, where the Klingons suddenly are no longer clearly Chinamen,
Yeah.
are they said that there was a virus that broke out on planet Klingon, or forget where they're from, that
Right.
turned their heads looking like that.
Wow. Hmm. Yeah, think you covered it. The best thing about the old Star Trek series, the one from the '60s with William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, is the portrayal of women on that show. Who, again, without being too modern sensibility, if you go back and watch an episode, it is crazy how dated it is because you get a woman of an older persuasion,
Right.
say like in her late 30s, maybe early 40s, and they blur the screen when they're on. You cut to old William Shatner on it, or whoever, Bones or something, and they're old and craggy. They're in their 40s. And you cut to a woman, and the screen blurs because they don't want to show an older lady. So they like blur their complexion and
Oh,
stuff. It's
really?
like it's weird, and you go, "Oh my god, that's really is really is crazily dated thinking."
Although one thing I did learn, which I didn't know as well, because I've been doing a bit of a because I watched Next Generation on and off as a kid. Our dad used to watch it. It was like
Yeah, I like Next Generation.
yeah. What's it? Commander? Was it Council? Not Commander Troy. Counselor Troy is British.
Is she? I didn't know that.
Yeah, half from London, but she's half Greek, half British.
Councillor Troy, my
Yeah.
ready room now.
How for a senior position on a starship as well? How useless is that? A counselor,
They made her character
honestly.
useless. That's not on her.
What's it? But there's several times. Well, I've seen a montage where there's several times where she's trying to use her powers but can't at the exact time that it
I've
helps the
seen a lot
story.
of again. I shout them out a lot. Red Letter Media, who are big Star Trek fans, they point out
Yeah,
quite a lot how the amount of times her powers don't work, even for a
yeah.
super strong empath, and the amount of times her because the writers are just lazy.
I
I
can't
don't
get
know what to do
anything.
with that. Yeah, I can't read it. I can't read it. I can't read it, and it's like on repeat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll shout them out. Their videos are cool. Anyway, we've probably thrown away half or most of our audience that we do have for the podcast with this
Well, you
geeky
forced me
ass
to
opening.
list racial
I didn't force you.
stereotypes, so you know,
Took the conversation down a very narrow path.
you put me in a
Here's,
corner on air, and I
I
had
didn't put
nowhere
you
to
in a
go.
corner. I said, "Do you want to talk about Picard?" And you jumped at the chance.
I'd watched it recently. I thoroughly enjoyed season three. It was on your recommendation actually, because I watched the
I
first two, and
Yeah,
season one was okay. Season two, probably skip,
pants,
go
pants.
straight to
Season two is
three.
pants.
Season
Season
two
one
was
is actually
pants.
pretty pants in my opinion as well. Season two is even more pants. It doesn't make
I
any
I
sense.
was interested all the way through season one, wondering what was going to happen until the end.
Mm.
The end was pony. It was season two that really turned me off. Like they were clearly trying to build this new crew, but I tell you what season two felt like a new Star Wars film. That
I'll do
kind of
a I'll do a Dwight from The Office. Question:
yeah.
Would season one have been better? Actually, both seasons, if it had just been Captain Picard on a vineyard working the fields.
I'd have enjoyed that because he's.
I'd have enjoyed that way more than what we got.
But I
Just
could see
Patrick
Patrick
Stewart
Stewart in
going, "Oh,
anything.
need to
Yeah,
apply my suntan lotion."
anything would have
Yeah,
been better. Yeah, yeah, I'd agree. It was all about Picard, and they brought in all these new characters to work with him. None of them worked. Then Seven pops up out of nowhere to try and give some relevance to it. I mean,
the guy
they've
who plays
been
Brent Spiner doing something that's not Data
oh
in the
yeah, playing
past.
Data's inventor's ancestor or something or
Yeah,
another. They were better off, I think, bringing in more Voyager crew, which might have been more timeline relevant to play some roles in that than I mean they brought in Seven, that's about it.
yeah.
But Janeway should have popped up. She was an admiral in the First Contact.
Name me some more Voyager crew.
No, not in the First Contact. Sorry, Nemesis.
She is in one of them, I swear.
Yeah, yeah. She's it's the
Yeah.
Nemesis with Tom Hardy. She's like, "We've got to send you to the system." It's wherever
She's
the
the admiral
Romulan.
or something, isn't she?
He's from Remus or whatever side of the planet that they don't normally the enslaved side of the planet or something.
Okay, I'm stopping this conversation now. Even I'm geeked out. Like, enough.
But you said
Talked about
hang on, you
Star
said
Trek.
name more Voyager crew. I
I
can match
did.
that.
I was trying to keep the conversation going.
Chakotay, Balana Torres,
Okay, I regret asking you that
Tuvok,
question. I'm gonna cut this dead now.
the EMI Doctor.
Whose name is? Enough. I didn't want to. I don't want. I don't really want to know. Let's start the podcast.
He didn't have a name.
Welcome back to the podcast. So I guess there's no other bigger story to talk about than the ongoing BS related to the BBC and Trump. If anyone has been living under a rock for the last 3 or 4 weeks, essentially the story is the BBC have been found to have been suspectly editing clips of Trump's speech from 2021, which people infer incited the January 6th riots. But the BBC selectively edited those speeches to be more controversial than perhaps he delivered them on the day. Does that make sense?
I believe the two segments were 50 minutes apart, weren't they?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
they
50,
spliced together.
52, 53
So
minutes.
they
Yeah.
so it's interesting. It is interesting editing, and their response
Mm.
is that they didn't do it on purpose, but it it does look on purpose. Now, I'm no fan of Trump, right? But
Mm.
you got to call a spade sometimes, and
Yeah, yeah.
it is suspect editing. And their response, I believe, was they didn't intentionally do anything and know how it appears, but they didn't. I can't remember the exact wording, but it was
Mm.
very cloak and daggery in that regard. And then if you watch the actual clip, so he says the lines he says the one line, then they cut to the crowd, cut back to him, and he says the second part. So all in all, it does look like he said it all in one.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I have a quote from the BBC to what they said. They said they've acknowledged the edit gave the mistaken impression that
That's
President
it.
Trump had
Yep.
made a direct call for violent action on the day of the riot on January 6th, 2021. But they have refused to pay compensation for it.
And that's the interesting point. Because should they pay compensation? I
Is
on
that's a side issue because
yeah.
they're saying they didn't broadcast this in America. It's hard to think how that wouldn't have gone out in America though, because clips are just
BBC
watch the
World
media.
Service.
Exactly. Just watch the media, right? Whatever you do, whatever you put online, someone will find a clip of it and be able to broadcast it concurrently or vicariously. So where does the line go between, especially in a potential defamation case, which is what
Mm.
this would be if it was able to go to the courts, which in theory I think they said it would be Florida where it would be tried. Obviously a
Why Florida?
pro-Trump state, I guess. No idea, but there's a lot of issues with this case. I think one of the, uh, I guess, notices that or things that I notice with it. We live in the UK, right? So the media we see is overtly negative towards Trump and always has been since he ran for office in 2015.
Yeah.
Has been throughout. There's no positive coverage here on the mainstream media. No, I know. I'd imagine several Western world countries that would be similarly the case.
Mm.
I've seen similar. I swear, I've seen similar edits of clips of Trump spliced together to make him seem and sound worse. So I find it hard to believe why this one that is actually 3 years old in terms of the clip was broadcast. Oh no, was it broadcast in 2024 before the election? So the clip itself,
Yeah, I believe like in the
the
run up
speech
or
was 4 years
something.
old. The clip they broadcast it last year, but I swear I've seen this particular speech edited in this way several times since he said it, since he
Mm.
delivered that speech. You know what I mean? Like lots of different media outlets have done a similar thing.
Yeah, I couldn't confirm, but I believe it was I mean, it was the at the time of the Capitol January 6th, sorry, riots in the Capitol
Mm,
building. That was a common theme, wasn't it? That Trump had called to arms and told everyone to march down there and fight, and he was arguing it on the day.
yeah.
I guess he's just got it to its source, and it was featured in a panorama program, which does have a
Mm,
high reputation and usually a high bar for journalism. And I think that's where the issue really comes because people do, when it speaks, people do listen.
yeah. And I think another issue that is being discussed and disputed in again, depending on what side of the aisle you are, I think me and you both speak from a point of centrality and just go honestly, don't take sides. Put it,
Just
you just
speak
have to
truth. That is all we
just
ever
speak.
ask
Yeah,
for.
exactly
Just speak
that.
truth.
No political allegiances whatsoever. But I think you can see the sort of biases towards one side or the other when they see the reporting of this. The issue is, did they doctor the footage? Yes, of course they did.
Mm.
Of course they did. And so you go, what should the punishment be in that regard? They have they apologized to him half-heartedly by the sound of
Half-heartedly.
it. I mean, it's not a particularly groveling apology. In which case the response from him will probably be not overtly positive either. And you go, it just anyway, it just ends up in a big sort of spiraling snowball effect.
Yeah.
And the other question is the inherent neutrality of the BBC, which is a state-funded broadcaster here in the UK. We pay for it. We
Well,
are
this is
forced to pay for it.
yeah.
So should they take a side in a particular reporting of a news item? Yes or no? That's another. And lots of pundits who, by the way, are BBC based and work for them have come out since and saying, "Oh, of course we're not biased. We don't have take sides, and we report the news
Yeah,
down the middle." Zook, honestly, do you think the BBC reports their news down the middle?
not at all. And it's
Ex-
been that way for at least a
I'm
decade.
sorry, it's been widely acknowledged and sort of accepted for
The,
quite a
the
while that you get a certain point of view from
yeah, I
BBC
mean,
reporting. In fact,
when
actually, mainstream media reporting in this country in general.
I think we've spoken about it before on this podcast in the first few
Yeah,
episodes. I can't remember that. Maybe it was the Jimmy Kimmel episode we did.
probably was. Yeah, probably was.
Um, you know, the world we grew up in, the BBC world, the BBC was
Mm.
king. Like, they were. I remember watching all their reporting on the 9/11, what
Yeah,
was happening at that time. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it was, you tune into the BBC, Sky News got on my tits, dare I say, because they
yeah.
were almost like half talking head, half serious. It was like that. The bulletin news, the 12 p.m., the 6 p.m., all that that was okay, but it was they did 15 minutes of what world news and then 15 minutes of regional news, which who cares about the trampoline fair that's going on up the road from you? I mean, it was
But
always like
that's
that.
what the
The,
news
the, the
was. The
24
news
hour rolling
wasn't.
was
Yeah,
great. And it's lost all credibility in the last 10 years. And there is that common theme that you hear about. I don't know. I don't want to insult anyone if this relates to anyone, but the blue hair with a nose earring type that may be sitting in that newsroom, dare I say, that it has a particular leaning and is pursuing an agenda.
where do they eat? It's these fictitious blue-haired people.
From what I hear, that's
Is
just
it Pret a Manger?
they may be drinking their Pret a Manger's while they protest Canary Wharf. So
I
yeah,
see. Oh, I know the people then. Yeah, no, it's a thorny issue with regards to the media coverage, especially the news. Like I said, 20 years ago, um, the news itself was just the news. It wasn't an entertainment show. It wasn't a point to what people actually didn't give a monkeys about politics in general. That's what we were speaking about probably in that Jimmy Kimmel episode. Is like politics is so crucial to people's livelihoods now,
mm,
and it's one of those things where it is, but it shouldn't be that important. It's something you pay attention to. You are across because obviously things are the way your life is governed obviously is run by certain political decisions that
yeah.
politicians make. So you're across what's going on, but not to the point where you wake up, check your phone for any news updates
Well,
regarding your side of
I
the aisle, and then you disagree with that side because they're not agreeing with you.
well,
You go on Twitter and you broadcast it. It's all the
hmm.
cultural landscape with regards to news reporting is just blur. And you
You're
get
one or
into
the other. I think that's the blur about
and then
it.
you get into the silos of like, we dovetail into the movie stars who just completely purport one way and only one way to the detriment of their own audiences and their products they're trying to sell. It's just silly. All of it is just silly, I think. That's
Yeah.
just my take. That's just my little mini rant
No, I
about it.
absolutely
But
agree. We've said several episodes, I think,
yeah.
that how sick we are of the politics in seeping into everything. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know whether I was young and naive or just unaware, but I don't remember um, changing in governments or elections having such sweeping changes to stock markets and house prices and all these things that really do matter in our lives. You know what I mean? But suddenly, in the run up to any election, it's you will be poorer, you will be so much poorer if this happens, and or
Exactly.
if this happens, you're all going to be. I mean, it's all the threat and the fear
It's
mongering,
doom
and
mongering, prophecy
yeah, it's just all
making,
the
and
time, and it's just like,
you
come
got
on,
like you got in sport. It's in sport. It's in film. It's in
mm,
every avenue of culture that you could possibly, and you can't escape it. And the blooming England footballers got political before they went to the World Cup in Qatar, and then had to bend the knee because actually they were like, we don't care, we'll just boot you out and put another team in.
yeah,
And then they bent the knee. Their political views weren't that important after they were threatened with expulsion.
yeah. Or you were just Gary Neville who stayed absolutely quiet for a big paycheck.
Yeah, funnily enough, purports a political. Yeah, exactly. And I guess
He's happy to protest everything in this country,
but
but
that's
give
the
him a
thing.
big payday.
But that's the thing.
Glorify Qatar.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Most of the people on either the left or the right in general are, by definition, hypocrites. Because if you are applying that level of political stomping of your foot and digging your feet in the ground, and I'm not moving, sort of, Captain America speech. If someone says move, but they do when they're forced with a reckoning for their words or their actions, they do move. So they
Well,
don't believe in what they're saying. They're just purporting
I think,
to one side of the aisle because it's benefiting them in some way, whether socially or economically in terms of employment.
well, a
That's what
good
I
way
feel.
to summarize that would be, I think we've mentioned it before, Ricky Gervais's speech at the Golden Globes, where he said
That's it. Yeah,
Apple, who has sweatshops in China. You're happy to work for them basically, and
yeah,
if ISIS started a streaming site, you'd all call your agent
yeah.
because you've got
And
a
that was an
political stance
anti-left.
until
That
it
was
comes to
yeah,
let's get some work in.
and that was an anti-left sort of speech in terms of tirade. Equally, there's people on the right who only say things for the benefit of their supporters on the right side of the aisle. So it goes
Mm.
both ways, and I'm just like, enough. Just all of you, enough. Politics does not need to infuse every facet of society. Dare I say it, we grew up in a golden period where actually no one gave two hoots
Oh,
other than paying attention to the news once a
so
day,
I did.
probably on the BBC, ironically.
Yeah, I mean, I did see something on this recently, and I think it's like how many newspapers and TV channels, particularly in America, but newspapers around the world. Like I think I be, I believe so. I've just suddenly realised I might be slandering myself. But let's backtrack on that. But I believe there are
Rewind.
let's cut that out. I believe there are some billionaires that potentially own stakes in like national newspapers in Nigeria and have a lot of stakes in national newspapers around the world. And Jeff Bezos, I do know, New York Post, I believe, if I'm right.
He does own is it the Washington Post?
Is it Washington Post or New York
I think it's
Post?
the
He's,
Washington
he's a
Post.
big newspaper in America anyway. They're having influence, so you can't say that the advertisers of brands on those
Washington.
papers, if not these people themselves who have now outrightly owned media as well as massive social media enterprises,
Mm.
aren't having an influence on things. And that just stems back to the BBC, which is supposed to be publicly funded to just give us the basic news, bringing it back to what we originally started talking about. Sorry, it isn't quite doing that. It seems to does lean one way, which I guess it's not the complaint really. If it was the facts that we were just being given, it wouldn't be leaning one way. It would just be what it is, and that in this case with Trump, they haven't done that.
I think I was going to say the word regime. Regimes have always been agenda based in terms of what their achievement is going to be, or in terms of what their target is going to be. The difference nowadays to say 200, 300 years ago is corporations. I think if you
Yeah,
want to know what the future is going to look like, I know it's not
Alien.
popular with online. Go watch Alien Earth
Yeah,
because I think that is a pretty accurate prophecy of what the future will entail.
yeah.
And I mean, me and you seem to be one of the only defenders of that show that's online, to be fair.
Love
But
that show.
I love it as
Really?
well. I
I
don't
don't,
get the
I
hate.
don't,
I
I don't, I
really don't
don't
get the
look at
hate.
for people's opinions, to be honest. But if I like something, I like
I
something. But
agree. I was shocked by the amount of people who didn't like that show. I mean, that's a side issue with what we're talking about, but
we could probably talk about that next. I mean, but how many people do like anything in this day and age? I mean, there's always detractors
and
about everything.
we could dovetail into that. I mean, we'll round out what we're talking about with the BBC and Trump, but um, yeah, I mean, corporate uh, influence in society now from a political level, I've never known it be so vagrant in terms of like really obvious to what's going on. Maybe it's just because we're aware of it now, but companies now really do run the world.
Yeah, yeah. But did they always? But maybe, like say, we were
Well,
just
that's
naive.
the
I don't know.
question. Yeah, that's the
I don't
question.
know.
Yeah. Were they
I mean,
always
what was it? I mean, it
influencing
goes
things
back
behind the scenes?
to.
Probably.
I mean, I'm a big history fan, right? If
Yeah.
anyone loves history, then get in touch as well at Zook Media. But what was I going to say? It goes back to the 1600s. The bit bigger than the country itself was the East India Company, and Britain supported them as an enterprise through its own military as a way of furthering its own aims and the company's. Do you know what I mean? So does it go
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to then, or did it happen before that? Like that's the first big
You might be right. I stand
conglomerate.
corrected.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but you know, um, it has that ever stopped? Basically, is the question, or was it
Yeah.
always been the way like you indicate? I don't know, but going back to what we're talking about, so I could keep digressing. Who's influencing the BBC other than itself? Because it's publicly funded. There's no
That's
investors,
the
as far as
thing.
I'm
I mean,
aware, in there.
I think this is the well, that well,
It's
this is
whoever's in the newsroom.
it's a massive issue in general in terms of neutrality. It's a massive issue because it's state funded. We guess where the money's going to come from should they have to pay out a
Yeah,
defamation
yeah.
payout. And then
And
they're
and that's
saying
where
as a
I
result
draw the
of
line, to be honest. I don't
yeah,
think that
I think
they
this
should
kills
pay
the
any money. I
BBC.
don't think they should be sued, but they should be shamed for
I th
doing it.
I don't think I this is the personal editorial opinion here. I don't think the BBC's been near enough shamed. I think they've been dragged through the coals over the last week or two. I don't think anywhere near enough as they need to be able to course correct.
Mm.
This will be, fish and chip paper in 2 weeks' time, and they'll just move on, and there'll be something else. It takes now it's the list. The list is
Yeah.
taking all the headlines now, so
Isn't that also convenient? There's always another thing to replace it. Like, do you know what I mean to
I
move
think you've
what
hit the
really
nail on the
fast?
head. I think you've hit the nail on the head. Yeah, but the weird thing about that is that
Wait, is this the Alex Jones podcast, or are we on
I know
Zekeism
we've
This
gone
is
into the
conspiratorial, very political. The two
yeah.
things we said we would never do in episode one,
I know.
but it is relevant to the story because
I think it's
it has
relevant
been a
because you're
growing
talking
problem.
about media portrayal and media influence as well as
Yeah,
just broadcast, just simple journalism in terms of broadcast. Whether you think the news is entertainment or not, it should be what it says on the tin. If it's an opinion-based show, like a panel show, that's fine. That's people giving you their opinion. If you're purporting to report the news rather than give the news, if that makes sense,
yeah,
that's where the line of distinction should come. If you're there, like you said, reading headlines out, that's news. You're reading news.
mm,
You're not editorializing the news. That's not an opinion based. So if you want that, there's plenty of outlets that can do that, including the BBC. They've got their own 24-hour rolling news channel. They could do that there. In fact, they do. We know they do.
yeah,
So if you're purporting to create the news rather than report, I mean, I'm rewatching the Bond films, of course, as you know, and loving it, loving life. Tomorrow Never
which
Dies was about creating the news.
yeah, yeah. Elliot
And
Carver, all right, Elliot
Elliot
Carver,
Carver,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's just I don't really honestly I don't really know what to say about this story other than it is interesting being British. Obviously, the BBC. I've always throughout my life been an advocate for the BBC because they made content that benefited or was aimed at everybody in terms of a vast swathe of the population. And nowadays, I think one of the issues people have with the BBC is it seems to be very, very focused on a niche audience and only a niche
Yeah,
audience.
I mean, take for example, Glastonbury earlier this year.
Yeah, exactly that. And
You know, it's another example.
it's controversial decisions that people in charge of it making, as well as the people who work there. And you've got to say, if you're paid by the people, literally, your paycheck comes from money coming from the people. You are a public servant in that regard. Then
Mm,
you can't be picking sides in terms of a debate, or you can't be selectively broadcasting certain things to make your side of the aisle look particularly positive as in regards to the other side looking really negative, because that's just bias. It's inherent bias. You can't
mm.
say it isn't. Anyway, that's I don't. So I guess, like I said, to reinforce, me and you think down the middle in terms of we don't take sides politically, but you can't help but look at this story and go, yeah, it's a really stupid thing you did, and you're probably going to pay the price with public money. And like I said, I don't think their reputation has been nearly enough destroyed to be able to move them back to a space of neutrality in the middle so they can report things down the middle. We're just talking about the news division, by the way. The
Mm.
entertainment division that they create is, again, very fixated on a certain side of the aisle and only, I mean, like I said, news has infested everything we watch on telly. Politics, sorry, has infested everything we watch on TV
Mm.
to the point where you just go, I don't want to watch any of it. I don't want to follow politics as much as you're making me.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that was a mini rant from yours truly. It's just
No, I think we've covered it well. I don't have much to add to that story. I think, like I say, I think the interesting part is whether or not uh, a lawsuit will be enacted. I don't think it will, if I'm honest. But equally, if money is to be paid, that's our tax essentially that's been going towards
it's our
that.
tax money, yeah, and
And
so
that
that's
doesn't
why
sit right with me. However,
no.
I do think that they've made an error and they need to be shamed for it. Absolutely, called out, shamed, and the statement that's been released about it is very like I mean that doesn't acknowledge really anything. In fact, they're saying they're not even admitting their mistake was made or anything at all. It's just it's like we know how it can appear, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? If I'm summarizing that statement.
Well, today, I mean, the FCC, the head of the FCC, we haven't heard of him since the Jimmy Kimmel incident, by the way, for probably similar reasons. He wrote to the BBC today, or has been purported to have written to the BBC, uh, uh, and determine if the BBC provided either the video or audio of the spliced speech to any broadcaster regulated by the FCC, aka in America, for airing in the US. The key part there is, did their clip inherently then become something that was circulated amongst the media outlets in the US, in which case it would be something that they could jump on and be like, well, you're a media provider, you defamed the president there in that country via your clip. Obviously, those outlets would be partly responsible as well for distributing it. But essentially, the splicing was done with you. You then distributed it to those media outlets. Therefore, your comp. Therefore, we can sue you. Therefore, you have to answer to it. Blah, blah, blah. Legal mumbo jumbo. But yeah, so it's interesting sort of, this will run and run. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, really.
As we say.
We're not going to get onto that unless something really interesting comes out of it. But for now, it's just
but no, what I mean is like, yeah, whatever unless something else comes in to distract. I mean, it's
if we declare
World War
tomorrow,
Three, then it's looking like this is going to run, like you say.
I think if someone declares war tomorrow, you know, something's in that list that really they don't want out there. That's sort of where I come from that. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on. I think we touched on it a little bit. I wanted to mention it, I guess. I've noticed a few differences in terms of media celebrity interviews or promotions, where some reckonings of neutrality have come into question. You know, Jennifer Lawrence recently said that maybe she shouldn't have been so political in promoting her films, and therefore she's chased off half her audience. Brie Larson, similarly earlier this year, was asked a very probing question and sort of fobbed it off and said neutral rather than jump down the gun. And this is different because a year ago, probably we would have saw every single film star jump down the throat and go, bash, 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 my side's great, blah, blah, blah.
But on the other side of this, haven't you got like Sydney Sweeney's recent interview where she's been very blasé about her responses and she's getting slandered for it. So you can't win either way, whether you go right or left or even in the middle. Apparently, you just get pasted for everything.
Yeah. And so you know who the real enemy is then?
Media.
Absolutely. 100%. You only need to look at, and I think it's been pointed out, there's a guy who does interviews on the red carpet in, I think it's Hollywood film premieres.
Chris Van Vliet?
No, it's not him. No. It's a guy with really crazy glasses.
Oh,
and he goes up.
Nerdwar. You're not thinking?
No. I think he works for like Vanity Fair or Hollywood Reporter or something.
Right, okay.
And he like asks the most blunt questions in terms of like, he's leading down a garden path. You know, he would go to, I think I've seen him do it a few times. So he goes on, the red carpet of Agatha All Along, right? He'll go and say, oh, is this like the gayest show that Marvel have made? And then I
feel like I've seen that clip.
And then the star goes, yeah, it probably is, you know. That then gets reported as a headline going, it is the gayest show, which of if you're anti-gay, not that you should be, obviously that's going to put them off. And then the headline goes around the world that it's trying to be, honestly, it's like pumping controversy for the sake of controversy. And it was a leading question that guy did, and he does that a few times, with trying to highlight things that are going to poke people a little bit. And then there's examples, like I said, that interview with Sydney Sweeney. God, is that cringe? That whole clip is brilliantly awkward. It's like an episode of The Office a little bit.
Yeah, it's because the interviewer knows what she wants to ask, but doesn't know how to get it out in a constructive way. So she kind of almost gets down the garden path, as you say, but then blurts at the end.
There's so much going on in that interview clip. Yeah. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a brilliant clip. If you haven't seen Sydney Sweeney, I can't remember who's interviewing her.
The whole thing.
Sydney Sweeney's face drops because she knows what she's trying to do. And so she fobs off every answer. To her credit, she does fob off every answer in a very, again, advocating, neutral way. Doesn't say she's right wing. Doesn't say she's left wing.
No,
she just says,
if I have something to say,
if I have something to say about politics, I'll say it. And I don't want to say
it. Something like that.
Something like that. And then, so very slickly done. And this interview, by the way, I think she's a terrible interviewer. She's got an annoying voice for one. This really like laid back sort of chill like voice that she's got. So
LA.
Instantly it's great. Well, yeah, maybe, but it's great in from the start because she's doing this awkward teenage sort of interviewing style. And you go, okay, just be a bit more professional. Especially when she's going into areas where you're trying to get an answer out of her that's going to make your clip go viral. Clearly, is what she's trying to do. She's
Mm.
trying to shop Sydney Sweeney to then get a clip similar to the guy. That's why it's relevant. Similar to that guy I just referenced with the
Yeah.
Agatha premiere, and Brie Larson earlier this year as well, where they're like, do you want to talk about politics with me, Brie? And Brie's like, no, not really. Because I know what you're trying to do. And
Yeah.
the interviewer won't let up. He keeps asking the question. She's like, I really don't want to talk about it. And again, perfect answer. That's what you should say. You go, I'm here to promote a movie. I don't want to give you anything because I know
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. You're
Yeah.
trying to self serve in terms of you're going to make me look bad, but make you look great because you've got the interview clip out of me. Blah blah blah. More film stars and TV stars that realize that these people are self-serving and not there to help them, I think will only benefit the entertainment industry because it's not driving people away. People want to know why we will dovetail into another story we're going to go into next, which the October box office was an awful, terrible month for movies.
I can't even think what's been released.
There was
Oh, no,
Tron Ares. I
Predator
did have a
Badlands.
list. Predator Badlands was released. That did okay, not brilliantly though, and it's probably dropped off a stone, or it will this week. What was released in October? We had Black Phone 2. We had the Taylor Swift Showgirl concert. We had Tron Ares. We had the Springsteen film. We had the Smashing Machine with The Rock, which flopped.
Mm.
So yeah, a terrible month. And do you know what's weird for October? You remember no Halloween movies. Like the Black Phone 2 is probably the only one, and that's not even a
Yeah.
real or
But
scary film.
Black Phone 2 and I forget the other one you mentioned there, Tron Ares.
Tron Ares.
Both of those films from day one should have been
Yeah.
straight to streaming. They were never going to do well.
Tron has never made money. I've said this many times. It never makes money at the cinema. It's a
Yeah,
very niche audience.
well,
What
yeah,
I
but
like, but
it's
yeah,
also Jared Leto. He's
and it's
not a
Jared
big
Leto.
draw. Like
Yeah,
like I say, Tron Ares and oh god, Black Phone 2 were always going to be straight to stream. It should have been straight to streaming films, and you could have halved the budget for them and made a lot of money just by rentals. I think.
probably. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Well, it's already on home premiere.
Was it? I might tune
Yeah,
in.
it's already on home release. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the thing where they do, they charge you a cinema price for your home viewing. That thing.
Oh, are they doing that? Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's what it
no.
is. So
I
it's
wait
out in
for
the
it to drop
cinema
about
still.
£5 and then I'll rent it. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's on there for like 15 quid.
No,
And
no, that's too much.
exactly, yeah.
That's too
I'm
much.
like
No
that
offense,
business
Black Phone
model.
2. You look an interesting film, but you're too much. £15. Yeah.
I don't know why they still. Is anyone really paying that price? Because
I tell you what, if it was like you
that
can
was a
watch,
model that started during pandemic because we couldn't get out to cinemas,
yeah.
and they've kept it up. I mean, they must make money, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But I'm just like, who's
Oh, it'd
paying?
have to be something amazing. Like I say, and I'd get my money's worth. So for one viewing, because literally when you get to the end, you can't watch it again.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still can. But I know when I used to rent things in the early days of streaming, I'd
Hmm.
get to the credits, rewind it, pause it, and then I still had it for another 30 days to watch
But
again if I
that's
wanted to. But I don't
renting.
know if that works
Yeah.
anymore.
But that's renting.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
buying the film for
Oh, you buy it outright?
yeah,
No,
16
who's
pounds or
buying a
whatever.
film outright on a streaming site?
Exactly.
The last thing I bought was on Apple, and I bought the Blue Mountain State series, which I don't think you'd have ever watched. It's got
Probably not.
Alan Richardson in it. It's about a college football team.
Hmm.
They just get up to hijinks or whatever. It's from the late 2000s, so you can imagine the type of comedy that's in there. And
Oh, it's an old film.
it's a series. There's
Oh,
three
a TV
seasons of it.
series.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's his big break, really. Alan Richardson.
Right.
And then after that, he did nothing for like 10 years until Reacher. But
Reacher. Yeah.
yeah, but that's the last thing I bought anyway on Apple, and haven't bought anything since.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know
But
what's
I've never
bad.
bought. That's what I mean. But I've never bought because everything's on streaming. If even you just have to wait long enough. So
Yeah.
I think I shared with our listeners a couple of weeks ago. I started watching Everybody Loves Raymond again. Oh, it's on Prime,
Probably.
right? It was on Prime,
Probably.
and I got probably about season 7. It ends at season 9. So I used to watch when I was a kid. I like it, right? Some of it's a bit of
Mm.
reminiscence and stuff.
Yeah.
It suddenly it went from streaming, and now you have to buy the episodes in order to do it. I'm not going to do that. I know
Yeah.
if I wait 3 months, 6 months, it will just be back on there. So who's buying things these days from streaming sites? Like I say, for rental or to buy?
It's weird. The sort of reversion to a cable model through streaming sites. It's like
Yeah,
adding subscriptions on to your if you get I don't know if you've got Sky TV or like usual, but you can add those packages on. You add movies onto it. You add
Do you
See,
know the worst one for me? The
what?
reason I've always been a streamer instead of a viewer or even watching TV
Yeah,
is adverts.
adverts. Yeah,
Now I have to pay an upgraded subscription pack
to have no
to
ads.
watch shows that do not have adverts in them.
Yep.
I have been appalled, and Netflix gets all the praise because it's the only one that doesn't do it. To be fair,
It
even
does do it, doesn't it?
Disney's okay because it just advertises its own shows and you can skip it. Apple does the same thing, but Channel 4's app, ITV's app, they ask you to upgrade even there.
But,
Prime now, you upgrade, you elevate your Prime to watch shows without adverts. There's nothing worse than watching a film that then has adverts in the middle at certain
hmm.
points because you're like, this should be just all the way through. If you're gonna put adverts, put them at the start and put them at the end.
Well, to
Why
be
have I got
fair, yeah, I
on
mean,
my film to watch
Channel
adverts?
ITV and Channel 4 are television channels here in the UK, so they're
Yeah.
well, advertiser driven because they don't receive the license fee like the BBC does. Again, there's a question about that. We relate to the first story, but we won't get into that. But the so that's why they obviously have adverts on their streaming service to generate money. Otherwise, they wouldn't make any. Um, but Netflix and they do have adverts, but we pay extra to not have adverts.
Oh, maybe I'm on a
I think you might be
subscription.
on
I
a
didn't realize
premium. You
then, but
might
I
be on
don't
a
have adverts
premium.
on my Netflix. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
didn't
think
realize.
you.
Okay, right. I
Yeah, I
thought they
think
were.
you might be on a premium tier with Netflix
I'm
that because
sorry,
they do
Netflix. I take back the
adverts.
praise then if that were the case.
Yeah, but I pay the premium as well because I just do in
I
terms
didn't
of
even realize I was on it, but fair
yeah.
enough if I am.
You
But
might
yeah, I
you
don't
might
get
want to
adverts. Like,
check your bill.
yeah, I was always just like, oh yeah, is that
Yeah,
12.99 mine at the moment? Something like that.
possibly, but you might want to. I think it was inevitable that advertising was going to come into the
I remember when
streaming.
it was a fiver.
Well, Netflix, yeah, that was a
Yeah,
long time ago.
yeah, about 2010, 2011, something like that. It was five
Yeah, that was
pound.
House of Cards was all it did.
Oh, I loved House of Cards.
I know.
Apart from the last series.
Well, Daredevil was only 2015, if you think about it, from Netflix.
That's about when House of Cards was on, wasn't it? It was around that time. 2014,
Oh, maybe
2015.
we're thinking then. Yeah. But
Yeah.
advertising was always inevitably going to come into streaming when they start to generate financial model. I mean, Netflix seemingly lose money every single year of its existence. I don't know how they're still afloat because they must be losing money hand over fist. Their production values. Stranger Things is about to premiere next week, by the way. I'm very excited.
Well, it's
Um,
like these digital companies, like Uber has never turned a profit.
yeah, they just keep continually funneling money.
They continue funneling money in because they're betting on driverless deliveries at some point, driverless cars that are
Hmm.
going to make all the deliveries for them, and that's where they'll make their money back because they'll no longer have that employment factor in there. So it's going to be
Hmm.
nothing but profit from there. So that's what they're banking on, apparently, is what I've
Hmm.
heard. So I imagine I can't think of the model that Netflix is going for by continually getting the money but never making a profit, like you say. But there'll be something along
Yeah.
the AI loss, easy money route that they're banking on if they keep this going long enough that they're going to make the money back some way.
Should we fully complete the conspiracy podcast episode that we seem to be diving down by talking about the Chinese spying cars, electric cars? We're
Well,
going proper Joe Rogan this week. Just
the Chinese are
talking.
buying electric cars. Sorry.
No, Chinese are making electric cars that are
Yeah, I know.
spying
I
on.
almost had one earlier this year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
BYD. I tell
But
you
it's being
what,
reported, so it's not like whatever. But it's being reported
I
that
will just wax lyrical, as you would say, about BYD cars. The best car I have ever driven. I drove that car and I came out
really
of it and I said, "This is why China's taken over the world."
right. But you're a blue-haired Pret-a-Manger hippie.
No, I'm very skeptical about electric cars, but I'm being pushed into one, shall we say? And
Yeah,
yeah, well, I went to test drive one, and it was the best car I've ever driven. You don't even
really.
feel a speed bump. It's amazing. You can just go over it as quick as you like, and the suspension is so good. You just glide. You just smoothly go over any speed bump. You don't even feel it, and it's rapid as anything.
Right.
The best car I've ever driven. I love my current car. I got probably a more luxurious one, but it's the BYD. Yeah, impressive.
What does
Sorry,
BYD stand for?
carry on about Chinese making electric cars. What's your
No,
conspiracy?
I was actually joking in terms of bringing it up. We've
Oh,
talked about a lot of conspiracy theory stuff today. It's just like we're shooting the shit like Joe Rogan, man.
well, I mean, if we're Joe Rogan, I mean, it's because
Let's talk
they
about aliens.
what Three Eye Atlas.
Oh, let's do it. No, let's not do it. But it's not related to the podcast we do. But it's isn't it gone? It's going right. It's leaving the solar system.
believe it's going past. I don't know
Yeah.
where it's gone quiet the last 2 weeks. I don't know anything more about it, to be
There's
honest.
certain dodgy
I think
people
it's
on
only
Twitter
that
who are saying like it's crash landed in Washington or something that I see, and I'm just like, I'm ignoring you.
I've seen nothing about that.
I'm ignoring you. You're talking bollocks.
It's
But
stuff like that, and there's certain videos I
yeah,
see of it, and it's all AI driven to make. And I'm so sick of AI at this point. Like, it's not what it was intended for, surely. Did
let's
we
just
really?
moan. Let's just moan
Only
on
the
this
human
podcast.
race would invent AI to
Yeah.
create videos of a cat playing a fiddle outside someone's door so that
Or
the owner comes out to feed it, or something like that.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's
or
like,
Gandhi fighting Genghis Khan in WWE rings and stuff.
or the day in the life of a gorilla fighting 100 men.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mental videos, but this is what we're doing with it.
yeah. This is what we use technology for, and it will be our downfall for various reasons.
Yeah, it's all a distraction, though. Do you know what I mean?
Totally,
We're not
all of
outside
it.
while we're watching these videos. We're not outside having a walk and seeing life, and stuff like that.
Honestly, if there was ever a time to put your phone down, as many older people would say to the younger generation, take it from an older person here, put your phone down. It's not worth it. It's so
But
not
real
worth
life
it.
is
Some of the
far more
stuff.
fascinating than these AI
If
videos
you
because
can't vouch for what you're looking at anymore, it was one thing when we were growing up, right? And there was no sort of artificial digital creations you could see on the phone. Now you can't believe anything you see or read on the phone anyway. In which case, put the damn thing down and just live your life. It's so
no.
your mental health would be so much better.
And real life is far
That's
more
my advice to young
interesting
people, by the
because
way, if you're
I
listening.
thought it was AI driven until I looked closer and I think it was real. But the most interesting video I watched was a fight that kicked off and a guy pooped in his hand and threw it at the other person. So then that wasn't AI driven. So real life is far more fascinating than what people are making up with AI.
It's bizarre.
Just get
The
more
way
CCTV out there and we'll see more of that. Like that
I
was far more
don't know how
interesting.
to follow that. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. The real world is more, but it's just one. It's the world. The world is so weird at the moment. I don't know what to.
It's all things I find to send to my friend in America that we've mentioned before. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, he would probably be a candidate to do that on CCTV camera, though.
he did poop himself once, which was hilarious. But anyway,
Did he or did he not post it? Well, let's
no
not go
com-
into that. Let's
no
not.
comment, no
I
comment.
don't get into lawsuit. Okay.
No comment.
But yeah, those those are the main news stories. A bit of a wing and a prayer this week in terms of news. It's, apart from the BBC, it's been quite a slow news. I did want to talk about the Doomsday news since we've last been on air. There's been a bit. I did a video on my channel about the trailer. Apparently, it's going to come out next month ahead of Avatar,
Yeah, I heard
Avatar
it's 90
3.
seconds.
I heard it's even shorter than that, to be fair. But it's apparently it's been dubbed the most important trailer of all time.
Yeah, I've heard a few
I
things.
understand the significance of that phrase, but like the most important. I suppose
Heard,
because of the financial jeopardy that this film is riding on, Marvel's on a bit of a low base when it comes to fan sentiment or whatever, and they want to get people back in, and it's probably going to be do or die for the franchise, blah blah blah. I don't necessarily think it's that doomsday-ish, pun intended, but at the same
mm,
time, it is an important trailer because it's got to sell people on Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. It's got to sell people on why they should care, which
yeah,
because
but
because they
why
this
you
is
should care is the key part to getting that trailer.
because they haven't built this film because it was a change around. It was going to be Kang. Kang's been dumped. They've got to now sell this film like they. I mean, here's the caveat I would throw in a similar vein. Infinity War was in a similar place, not the same because I know there's a negativity around Marvel that wasn't there in 2018, but no one knew a damn thing about Thanos before they did Infinity War. So they did have to sell people
You
on
had
what
kind
that
of built
film.
him for about 8 years though at that
You
point.
not really. You hadn't seen him. We'd heard of him through Guardians, and that was
No,
only like a
we
2 minute scene.
is it the end of Thor? No, it's the end of Guardians. Yeah, you're right. At the end of Guardians,
The
if
end
it
of Age
was,
of Ultron, he grabs the gauntlet and he
yeah,
goes, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Fine, that's a character moment, I guess. Teases an imminent threat, but it's a quick little end cameo, so that's not really what you would call quote building. And then you had his cameo scene in Guardians, where I mean he looked different anyway, but also the story revolved around Gamora and Nebula being his daughters rather than actually building the character. He was on
Yeah,
screen with Ronan as well during that film,
yeah.
where Ronan
That's what I'm
defied
thinking of.
him.
Yeah, the scene with Ronan.
That's it, but there was no consequence. You didn't see him. You just knew he's a somebody out there who's sort of like, de facto Godfather boss man of the players in play during that phase. That's all.
Mm.
So I'd advocate not in the same way, but in a similar vein, they had to sell people on Infinity War in 2018 as well. So I don't know if it's so like the stakes are so high for Marvel with this trailer. It's gonna be do or die.
People will see this film because of Robert Downey Jr. I've got no
I
question,
think
to be
people will see
honest. I
this film
don't think it
anyway.
needs a massive boost from the trailer.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if it's on your news agenda. One, you might be able to confirm or deny for me. Actually, it's just one thing I heard
Mm.
that Vision Quest leads into it.
Who knows at this point? I've heard that. I've heard contrary to that. Not from sources. I'm not a
So when
scoop
you're
or
talking
anything,
about
but
build, I
yeah,
mean
I'm
that could
talking
be
about
the
reading.
only shot they have to give something.
I think the only thing they're going to do next year that will lead directly to Doomsday will be Brand New Day. That's the only thing.
I don't see the two aligning
Well, thank you for the pivot because I
unless an
will lead you.
end of movie
I
thing
will
at the
lead
end
you
of that
onto
has nothing to do with the actual film we just watched. But
and this is going to be a contradiction to something I said in the podcast about a month ago, which is to do with Sadie Sink's character in the film. Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, she is in the film. I said, because the costume had been leaked, that she was wearing the Punisher outfit on the set. That was what she was wearing on the set. However, stories are emerging that that is not the end of the story, and that her role, she has officially joined the cast of Secret Wars. So that's 2027. Why she would be in Secret Wars as female Punisher when there's not really a massive place in the multiversal story that Secret Wars will entail, regardless of what that looks like. We know what it's going to be, which isn't that. It's not going to be a street level film. So the theory, a working theory, is that she is playing two characters. She is going to be a particular character in the film Brand New Day, but actually she might be someone else in reality. And by the end of the film, we'll know who the real character is. That will lead on, probably in a post-credit scene, straight on to Doomsday. Further to that, I can shout Eric Voss, New Rock Stars. You know, you love him. We call him Winnie the Pooh in my house. Anyway.
why? Because he's always got his hand in your honey jar.
No, that's perverted, you weirdo. No, it's because he's always smiling. He's always like, he happy. He's like popping fresh. Anyway.
You're fat shaming him.
I'm not fat shaming. No, no.
I've never done that to you, Eric.
I said deliberately he's always smiling. You put the weight
You
thing
just
in.
called him Pop and Fresh.
Yeah, Popping Fresh is known for smiling and laughing. He's not known for being big. Popping Fresh isn't big anyway.
Pop and Fresh is a little round tummy like Winnie the Pooh
No, he doesn't. He's just a chef.
with a little round tummy.
Oh, you've derailed me, you bitch. He's not got a tummy.
Pop and Fresh has a little
Google
tummy.
Popping Fresh now.
I'll do it after the show. I'm
Oh,
standing by what I've said.
Whatever, dickhead. The reality is that so in theory, that's the working theory, is that, so apparently the news is that Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, is in Doomsday.
Okay.
That is the working theory. He was in London when they were filming. He was signing autographs for fans in various London outlets during the filming of Doomsday, which has wrapped, by the way, officially. There will be some pickups and some reshoots done in the new year before they start filming Secret Wars. And so Tobey Maguire is apparently, reportedly, going to be in Doomsday. He's one of the unannounced people from the chair video, famous chair reveal video. He wasn't in that chair reveal video, but he's one of the people who apparently will be in that film. Now, the Sadie Sink link is that she may be playing Mayday Parker, the daughter of Kirsten Dunst, Tobey Maguire.
Is that Penny Parker?
No, that's not Penny Parker, you Marvel Rivals fan.
Well, isn't she Spider-Man's daughter, though? That's what I mean.
She
I've
may
never
be
heard of
one
Mayday Parker.
There's been a lot. Look, much like Batman, as you know, being a DC guy, there's a lot of iterations of Spider-Man in comics nowadays. It's not just Peter Parker. Oh God, no, you don't know.
I've never heard of Mayday Parker. Is she named after Aunt May and Uncle
Mayday
Day?
Parker is from the Brand New Day comic run, which is where the link is.
Okay.
So it would sort of align sort of thematically. And again, shout out to Eric Ross and New Rockstars for that link. Um, Penny Parker is a superhero, appears in American comic books. She is created by blah blah blah. Is Penny Parker Peter's daughter? Yes, in something in one of the runs. I can't think which one now. 2014's comic run. She's quite a new character by the looks of it.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much else about her. I'll be honest. I'm a Marvel Rivals player as you are. I don't like Penny Parker for the
But
game.
she's wait, just to clarify, did you say sorry that she would be Tobey Maguire's daughter?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire and
Okay, right.
Kirsten
Because in my
Dunst.
head I was thinking straight away like
Sam
they're
Raimi's 2002 Spider-Man.
yeah,
That unit. So they've established that universe is different in
with a
No Way
bad
Home.
back. Yeah.
In yes, with the bad back. Yes, in No Way Home,
Yeah.
they established that's from a different universe. So they do exist in that
Well,
universe.
that's another thing I read that it wouldn't be that Sam Raimi Spider-Man that he plays.
In Doomsday.
Yeah, I read it would be a different. He'd be
Oh,
playing
I
a
hadn't heard
Spider-Man,
that.
but from a different world. I don't know if that's true.
That would be really stupid if they did that.
He'd still get a
Without
pop.
calling BS on your take,
He would still get a pop.
it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. If he came on and was suddenly a villain randomly,
Well,
I'm
that
not
is what I
sure.
heard. Yeah, I did hear that. That he would be.
I don't know. I
I
don't
forget
think
who
that
he was
would.
protecting. Like he would be a protector of somebody,
Say
and
Zeke.
he will possibly say, but no, it was like another character, and then he dies in the first film, basically
I've heard that
leading
he,
into
yeah, that was the story I read that
because I
apparently
heard
it is leading to him dying on
contrary to the
screen.
traditional uh secret war, not secret wars. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Contrary to the original story, shall we say, that's in the comic, that three Earths collide, not two, is what I also heard.
Well, there are three Earths they've set up. They've set up that Fox X-Men one that, well, they've set up a Fox X-Men one that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine are still based in. They've set up the one that at the end of the Marvels,
Beast.
Maria. No, what am I thinking? It's not Maria. Photon. I
Yeah,
can't remember. Gets into the X-Men world, and apparently that's a different world than the one that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are based in. You've also got the Fantastic Four's universe that they're based in.
that's gone already, surely, if they've showed
I
up in the
think I
Thunderbolts
thought
one.
I thought that was going to get wiped out at the end of Fantastic Four. I thought that was going to be the ending of Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
I
That
thought that they run
that
away with the
universe gets
kid,
wiped
and
out.
yeah,
I still think that's going to happen. Maybe just in Doomsday now. But anyway, it's too holier than thou and nice. That world, it's going to go.
yeah.
It's
But
going to
hang
go.
on, then you've got the multiverse of madness, Earth.
Yeah, I suppose. But in terms of key ones they've listed as oh yes, no, you're right. The ones that they set up in Multiverse Madness.
Yeah.
But whether that one
Well, I'm
is
talking about the main
same,
one where she spaghettifies
yeah, John Krasinski.
what's his name? John Krasinski
Yeah,
and destroys Penny Parker. Not Penny Parker. What am I thinking? Peggy Parker.
you're
Peggy
obsessed.
Parker. Captain Britain. Let's just call her Captain Britain.
You're obsessed. um, but yeah, no, you're right. That was clearly set up, and they could wipe out that universe. There's also a Wanda in that universe
Peggy
as well.
Carter. God, I couldn't
Peggy
remember.
Carter, yes. Yeah,
Yes,
Peggy
sorry,
Carter.
Peggy Parker. I don't.
Peggy
Yeah,
Mitchell is who you meant, right?
Peggy something.
Okay. But yeah, they've clearly there is a Wanda in that universe as well. Let's not forget who was inhabited by our Wanda from 616. And
Yeah,
then you've got 616 universe as well. It's who will win outright, aka nobody, because the ending of Doomsday is clearly going to be the creation of Battleworld.
yeah.
So lots to look forward to with that. But yeah, there's lots of characters that say you think could be. It looks like it's probably going to be Mayday Parker or I mean, personally, I hope she plays. Well, she's not going to play Gwen Stacy. Yeah, they can't do that. But I was hoping Ghost Spider were coming because my daughter loves her.
Only from the Disney children's show, if I'm
Yeah,
right.
she
Yeah,
knows it from the Disney
yeah.
shoot, but she's like she likes the
Because I
character.
know I only know it from the photo I see when I scroll through Disney and I see that show.
Yeah,
I don't
but it
know
would
anything
make
else about
sense.
Ghost Spider.
It would make sense if you've set up those characters in actuality. If why are you looking at me like that?
Because they wouldn't make sense.
Well, no. If you brought in a Secret Wars, you've got Mars Morales there. That would go down well, and you've got Ghost Spider. They're quite recognizable characters now in terms of IP. If you want to call it that.
I mean I must be just old, but I don't not for me.
Well, you are.
Yeah,
That's
not for
not
me.
in denial.
I do forget how close I am to 40 sometimes, although yeah.
Oh dear.
becomes real when I wake up and my hips hurt. But anyway, but other than that,
Vitamins.
yeah, all the stretches Instagram
Cod
keeps
liver
recommending to
oil.
me. Yeah, cod liver oil.
Yeah.
Apparently that puts weight on you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll stay away from that. But anyway, no, I don't think
Vitamin
there's
D. You need a lot of vitamin D.
vitamin D's just yeah, I take vitamin D.
I
Just
wasn't
get
even
it.
making a joke there either. Vitamin D. That's genuinely good.
You're full of the innuendos, aren't you?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. But if you want to take it as that, then it's in the either
I didn't
bowl.
know how to take it. You gave me a wink.
I didn't give you a wink. I gave
We're related.
I gave you
Anyway,
vitamin D.
no, I don't disagree. I don't think the IP on those characters is massive
Okay, that's fine.
itself.
That's just
Yeah.
it's just my idea. My idea. You get the Spidey. Hey, look, you can have Spider Island or oh God, what is in Battle World? Spider. I think it is Spider Island, isn't it?
It's New York, isn't it? He's in
Is it
New
New
York.
York Spider? There's
Yeah,
a Spider New York. There's a Spider World in Battle World. I swear
I
to
didn't know
God.
if there's a Spider World, but I thought Spider-Man does what he does in like a New York
Oh man,
portion of Battle World.
we could do a whole bonus episode on Battle World. I love Battle World so much. Uh, Battle World,
I
aka Latverion.
I think in between, so after the first film,
Oh, I think
it
they're going to drop the ball with it. It's so disappointing. I'm with you.
yeah,
They could make a whole phase in Battle World.
well, not even a phase, but just in between the two films, have like half-hour Disney Plus vignettes
Oh, you're
or
so right.
something,
You're so
just to
right.
set up each world in between. Like that would be
It's
that
such
would
a
I mean,
waste.
how
It's
many
such a
subscribers
waste.
would you keep just
You're
to
not
see
going
the
to be
next
able to.
one?
Here's the thing: you're not going to be able to do Secret Wars again. It's one and done because it's going to
Yeah,
be played out. You can only see it first time once. Do it right. Do it like properly right. And so yeah, I'm with you. It's frustrating the way they're just going to rush through it in a year, and actually not even rush through it in a year. It's just going to be two films back to back to cover Battle World, and you go freaking hell. There's like so many stories you could tell that are already in canon in comics that
yeah.
you could
I mean,
tell
what's
with
annoying,
those.
I guess, is the Infinity Wars got basically a decade to build up to it.
Do you know what they? Do you know what? In honesty, what they probably will do, which would be the lesser version of what we're talking about. They'll give it to the What If people, and they'll animate it.
Oh no.
And that's the thing. You go, what a waste! What a freaking waste!
How many what if episodes are very
You could have Doom being the
meh?
overall villain for a whole phase. RDJ is going to wear a mask for most of it. Anyway, this is just it's bemoaning the fact we can't get what we want, like all fans do. But yeah, I mean, we dove into slightly Phase 6. I mean, Phase 6 looks so sparse in terms of films. Fantastic Four we've already seen. That's come out. The next film is Spider-Man Brand New Day. The next film after that is Doomsday. And the next film after that is Secret Wars. 4 film phase. Other than that, there's TV shows. We've got Eyes of Wakanda's already come out. Marvel Zombies already come out. Wonder Man is coming in January. The fact they're releasing them all in January is not promising for that show. I haven't
Oh,
seen
they're
it, so
being
I'm not
dumped in
prejudging.
one.
Yeah, they dumped in one, yeah.
Interesting. I was
I
looking
think they
forward to
are. I'm
Wonder
pretty
Man.
sure
I
they
thought it
are.
looked good.
I'm pretty sure they're dumping them all on in January.
Yeah,
Oh
I like
man,
the
so
idea
much
of Wonder
googling going
Man.
on this one.
But then I like that series, The Studio.
Do you think that's what it's going to be?
I thought you told me that was the format.
Oh, okay. It says the series is scheduled to debut on the 27th of 2026. All 8 episodes. 8 episodes. Oh, that doesn't bode well. 8 episodes will be released. They haven't confirmed the release strategy, to be fair. Or have they? Bear with me, caller. Oh, hang on a second. Binge release. Yeah. Disney Plus allowances. A historic binge release for Marvel Studios' next streaming show. All 8 episodes are released on the same
If
day.
it's half
There you go.
decent, I don't mind that because I like finish. I like binge watching things.
It's a big if.
Yeah.
Because it is a swing. And Marvel hasn't done
Swing.
well with their swings.
No, but the trailer looked good to me. I didn't. I didn't.
Trailer looked interesting. Didn't
Yeah.
reveal a lot, which is not necessarily a bad thing as well. The last show that they binge released was, well, if you count Ironheart with 3 1 week and 3 the next. Again, that didn't go down particularly well. That was a swing. The other one was Echo. Again.
Echo was their DC's Batgirl. I think.
Do you think? Oh no, I think that was Ironheart.
Rather than cancel it, let's just dump it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I think Ironheart was their Batgirl. If it was that bad, that it was actually harmful to the MCU to release it, that was Ironheart.
Yeah, but
Echo was there.
I don't
It
know.
didn't
Echo,
hurt things.
Echo didn't get half as much promotion as Ironheart. Ironheart had some money
Yeah,
behind
and
it,
I agree, but it didn't hurt anything either.
but
That's the difference.
Batgirl was cancelled altogether. That's why I think
Apparently,
Echo is
Batgirl was
that.
going to harm the DCU beyond repair. That's why they cancelled it. That was the rationale they gave. So if you take that and expedite it, you go,
Mm.
if you're applying that to anything that becomes a Batgirl, then what harmed the MCU that they did release? I would argue She-Hulk. I would argue Ironheart.
She-Hulk has probably post Infinity War done the most damage, I would say, as a Marvel project.
I
More
know that
so
there are
than
lots of fans of She-Hulk that are online.
Not Clone
She-Hulk.
Wars. What's it called?
What do you mean? Oh,
Oh, I
Acolyte.
can't.
I mean.
No. More so than oh, I can't remember the one with the scrolls.
Oh, Secret Invasion. God,
Secret
yeah. That,
Invasion.
do you know
Thank
what?
you.
I'll add that to the list as
Yeah,
well.
She-Hulk did way more damage than Secret Invasion, I think.
Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? They're close. She-Hulk just wins it because She-Hulk. Sorry to people who do like She-Hulk. I really disagree with you on this. I fundamentally.
Who? I've never met one.
There's big fans that they like renew She-Hulk campaigns on Twitter. But just stay off Twitter. Stay off Twitter,
Bots.
I guess.
Bots.
Maybe bots, but I do see people going like championing. They usually champion the same shows. To be fair, it's She-Hulk, it's the Acolyte, it's Ironheart. It's
Uh-huh. Surprising that.
yeah, exactly. So they go, these shows were great. You're all wrong. You go, oh, okay. No, the problem with She-Hulk, and again, this is a side tangent that I'll get into. It's a little mini rant. Again, I'm doing them a lot today. She-Hulk actively told Marvel fans to F off. They actively said it in the show repeatedly. Go away. You're not welcome here. And you go, okay,
Yeah.
fine. And from that moment on, I would argue Marvel fans probably did, to some extent, check out of following MCU shows religiously as they were doing prior to that.
Yeah.
It also dovetailed that the same, or like there was a month gap between that and the release of Thor: Love and Thunder, which vicariously told Marvel fans to f off with
Mm.
with what they showed on screen, rather than actively telling. So Thor sort of imagined them effing off. She-Hulk verbatim told them to f off.
Yeah.
That was the point at which MCU fans stopped being religiously following show and TV and
Yeah.
show and film. That month
I'll
period
be
was
honest. I followed everything, and I'm so lost where they are canonly in a story. There's too many different
yeah.
worlds. The multiverse. It's all gotten so confusing.
Another side tangent with the She-Hulk is that again, it's not just bashing She-Hulk. My wife was heavily into She-Hulk when it started. She liked the vibe of it, and it was working for her. So you go, okay, they've made. I think I told you at the time.
Do you
They've
like
made a show
twerking?
for a yeah. They've made a show for a different audience. Fine, you can't harm them for that. What they didn't have to do
No,
though
no,
is
never did that.
what they
No.
didn't have to do though is tell the hardcore audience none of your things matter. You suck, and you should be watching this.
Oh, and you know that
Basically,
character you love?
yeah, the character you thought was
he's
great.
gonna
Oh,
walk
guess
of
what?
shame.
Swerve. Oh, guess what? We've got the figurehead of Marvel, the person we hold up as the architect of it all. Yeah, we're gonna make a joke of him as well. Spurn. We'll put the writers' room in there in a meta joke, and then rib them all because they're comic book nerds. Spurn.
Yeah,
And then at the end, they put the Daredevil character. They even make fun of him in the show and say, "Oh, you're this Daredevil character. We're going to emasculate him deliberately to say that the person you care about is rubbish." Spurn. And it's just like,
yeah.
okay, you actively just.
Oh, and Hulk's not that strong.
Oh, and Hulk's not that strong. Yeah, of
She-Hulk
course.
can beat him up like nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
He's chill Hulk now. He's not even smart Hulk. He's just chill Hulk.
No, it's just chill
He's just
Hulk.
a cool dude. He just yeah.
Oh, and here's a random son. Spurn.
That is the most random. That's probably the most random part of She-Hulk. It was a bad show all around, but the bit at the end where it's like, oh, what's his name? Scar.
Scar. Scar.
Scar. Yeah.
Two
Here's my
A's.
son.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, we don't know who this
Well,
guy
I,
is.
I
He's not
mean,
even great in the comics.
I'd be shocked if you ever saw that character again.
I don't think we will.
We're
I
gonna
don't
see.
think we will.
We're gonna see
Young
Mark
Avengers.
Ruffalo.
Young Avengers.
We're gonna see Mark Ruffalo literally in 6 7 months time in Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Last time we saw him was with Scar. Do you think that son is going to be mentioned whatsoever?
No. No.
Exactly. So you go. This is evident. One of many evidence. Again, I'm the Marvel shill online, but I'm like, this is one of many evidence that you lost your way during these phases
Mm.
completely. Had no idea what the right hand was doing with the left, and people were allowed to make creative decisions that they were never going to follow up
It was
on.
Rick and Morty writers, wasn't it, on that show?
These Rick and Morty writers have been infesting phases 4 and 5 with random interludes and random pockets of BS. and
But I
the
mean,
QA the QA filter on phases 4 and 5 has not been there. So whatever reason, I
and
mean, there's
whilst Rick and
been
Morty gets worse,
yeah,
sorry, that without
there you go,
them,
go
Marvel has
figure.
gotten worse with them.
Well, I think Rick and Morty's style of randomness works for that show because it's a very specific show with a very specific target in
Yeah, yeah.
mind. Like they go, well, this is a show about randomness and the randomness of multiverseness. You go, okay, try and apply that to narrative. Nah, I don't want to say Ponzi, like narrative cinema, but you know what I mean, like narrative sort of direction, franchise building IP doesn't work because you go, well, it's just everything's random and nothing serious, nothing makes sense. You go, well, that doesn't work, does it? They hold the Michael Waldron, the guy who wrote the Kang Dynasty, or ultimately they didn't use in the end, in high regard because he was involved with Loki. But from all accounts, he wasn't the only creative in the room with Loki. I think a lot of these Rick and Morty, and Jeff Loveness is the other one who was involved with the Kang saga. Again, whatever you want to say about Jonathan Majors, I don't think he was the problem with that character during phases 4 and 5.
No, I didn't mind Jonathan Majors' portrayal, even in Ant-Man 3. I didn't. Yeah, I thought the he has gravitas and he plays the character very well. How he was written is a different matter, but yeah, I think there's still life and legs in Kang, and we've talked about that before. I think the
I
right
think
time,
so.
right
I'd
place,
keep him
he
in the
could probably be
fridge.
back.
Keep that character in the fridge. Don't kill him off at the beginning of Doomsday.
I
Keep
mean,
that character in the fridge.
one of the rumors I did hear was at the start of Doomsday, Doom walks into the Council of Kang and
Yeah,
just
and wipes it all
vaporizes them
out.
all, and that's it.
Yeah,
Don't do that because you're just
no.
you're ending a thread that you could take somewhere else in the future.
Yeah, I agree. I think the opening, this is personal, the opening of Doomsday should be the end of Doom's universe. That's how you open it.
Or something like that. Yeah, just something that's more specific to the film rather than trying to pick up threads elsewhere. I think.
One of the theories I saw was that he has, on his universe, this is Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. He was married to Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, an alternate version, obviously, and Nathaniel Richards was his son,
Mm.
not Reed's. And obviously, that universe got wiped out, and so did his son and wife. That's why he might be akin to go into, whatever number the Fantastic Four universe is we just saw. Is it
Mm.
10? Is it 10008? I think it is.
It's a longer
Um,
number. Yeah, I can't remember
Whatever.
what it is
But
now.
yeah, but he goes to that one because there's a much like Wanda, there is a separate version of his life that he wanted, and that's how you could tie in what's going to happen in Doomsday, as cold as we're coming into it, with what has been done during phases 4 and 5.
Well,
There is a
what
link
ties
there.
into Doomsday that we haven't really covered, and I don't know if this that skips it or that includes it, but is that not the reason why the Fantastic Four are fleeing and landing on 616 with the Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Is that maybe they're taking Franklin away from Doom?
Well, I think one of the things we can vouch on is that the Russo brothers are directing every single post-credit scene between now and Doomsday, apparently.
Okay.
So there is direct links to whatever we see in a post-credit to what we're going to see in Doomsday. So that's their way of marketing, I guess, or trying to get people sort of uh, ahead of the game in terms of what the story potentially might be. Um, Another story I've got to mention it because it came out during our mini hiatus. Um, was I think it was Michael Waldron whilst promoting Chad Powers, the thing he's done with Glenn Powell.
Okay.
He was saying what he had pitched in terms of a Young Avengers story that ultimately Marvel didn't choose to use for various reasons. But I read it and I thought I don't know if you've heard it, so I don't know
No,
if you.
nothing.
Oh, okay, fine. So apparently he said, this is quoting directly from Michael Waldron. Jeff Loveness and I spent an afternoon pitching on the Young Avengers, defeating a version of Kang and being so stoked about it, only to discover that that particular Kang carried a little card at the end that said to be patient with him. It was his first day as a Kang. And then they were so bummed out, as in the Young Avengers. I think he was going to be the Lizard Kang from the end of the Kang Dynasty. I don't know. Anyway, we had fun pitching that.
Sounds awful.
It sounds absolutely dog,
Sounds awful.
and very much like
Sounds very She-Hulky, if I'm honest.
it sounds very Rick and Morty.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, no, it does. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like swerve ending is like okay, but what's the point of a swerve ending if it was like oh we weren't fighting a particularly powerful Kang in the first place? Oh, isn't that funny? And Marvel were like, yeah, okay, well there's the door. We've had enough of your ideas.
Yeah, that does not
That's sort
sound
of the way.
good.
Clearly, that's the way that went. It went. Okay, yeah, sure. But
That's-
he said like apparently they
yeah.
had fun pitching it. Great. Well, bully for you. That was rubbish.
Yeah, we have fun talking about movie ideas. I mean,
Yeah, totally.
I pitched an
My
idea
ideas are
to you
rubbish
about
as
this
well.
show.
So
I
I'm not
said,
gonna.
why don't we
Yeah.
pick films that were great with a horrible ending, how we think they should have ended? That's great. I mean, anyone can pitch something and have great fun with it. The world's your
Now,
oyster when you've got a blank canvas you can do anything with. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
and
have great fun
our
with
ideas
anything.
are rubbish as well. So it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly, exactly.
but that's my point. Yeah, I agree with you. But it's like, yeah, we you can see a rubbish idea when it comes, and you go, that would have really gone down badly, as most of phases 4 and 5. Like I said, this infestation of Rick and Morty writers that they thought, Rick and Morty's a show about multiverse, and you know what we need to do? We need to recruit a bunch of writers from that show because they know multiverse. Because they apparently Rick and Morty writers researched a lot of multiverse theory in order to write what they wrote, and that was the theory behind getting so many of them in because they knew multiverse theory. In which case, go get Rip Thorne if you just want to talk theoretical physics.
Neil
To
deGrasse
get
Tyson,
Yeah, just get them in if you just
Brian
want
Cox.
factual. I'm thinking, well, if that's your rationale for getting all these Rick and Morty writers that basically not single-handedly, but have partaken in ruining phases 4 and 5 for whatever you want to think about those, there has been some success stories with that. But it's
Honestly,
not as
I
bad
mean,
as people
how
make out.
much
But
credibility do you think how much credibility and maybe sense could the story make if you had Brian Cox on staff where you go, here's the story, Brian, and he just goes, well, that would or wouldn't work because,
that
and this is
wouldn't
why.
work.
Yeah, exactly. But it would
I'll
you'd
tell you
suddenly you'd be interested.
why
You're like, oh,
it wouldn't
they
work.
verified their theories with Brian Cox. I wonder what they've actually got to put in a story, and I'd be curious. But
I think it was Kevin Feige that said that, and I thought that's so. Why would you admit that? That's so stupid. You don't recruit
hmm.
people because it just well, but we just wanted to fact check particle physics.
Hey, we've
You
all
go,
Wikipedia'd things. I'm qualified to be on that staff by that basis.
100. We all are. We all can pitch better, right? And we just talked about Battle World. We could all pitch better, like some, what we would like to see as fans. If that's all the rationale is for getting in that room,
Yeah.
I just thought that was a silly admission from their part. And yeah, I'm glad. Well, they made a good decision in not going for whatever that pitch was. Yeah, I just read that and was like, and some people online were like, "Oh, that would have been really cool," and I'm like. You're the problem because that wouldn't have been cool. It'd have been really disappointing and really stupid.
Are these the same people that comment on the Acolyte
Probably
and
the same people who want to see more
the ones
Acolyte and more
listed earlier?
She-Hulk. Yeah, these are probably the same people who champion those shows and want to see more of them. Um, God, yeah. For now, that is all I had to talk about this week. Do you have anything you would like to talk about as I let out a subtle burp? Do you have
Didn't need to know
anything?
it. I knew it because I can see you, but we didn't need
My
to know.
cheeks enlarging like a hamster, and then it all came out.
I have been drinking Coke Zero during this recording, and I keep putting myself on mute to lean left, even though I'm on mute to let one out myself. So
Coke Zero. I told you guys, blue hair.
Deliveroo delivered the wrong Coke, and I'm furious because I complained about it.
Really?
Sorry, I'm going to digress.
Oh no, go take it. You got the mic. I'll lean back.
I'm
I'll lean
furious
back.
because I complained about it and I literally said to them, I do not like this flavor. You've delivered the wrong product. I demand a refund. And the message back was like, thank you for your feedback. We'll get back to you. 3 days later, I got an email that effectively said, we've still delivered you a drinkable product.
You
And I
got
was
an
like,
email.
no, I
Email
don't
that
like
said,
it.
"Grow up, you hippie."
I said, I don't like it. Anyway, sure enough, I've started drinking them because they're not taking them back. They're not giving me a refund. They're
Yeah.
just they're sitting on my side. So eventually I put them in the fridge and I've been drinking it. It does. I've never had one before, if I'm honest. It does taste like sugar Coke, but I don't trust what's in it.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
a
well,
boatload of additives will be in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
do you know what I
no
mean?
doubt,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I'm drinking it. It's all right, but I need a Diet Coke. Like, literally, I just want to, because it's been a couple of weeks. I've been getting through these cans because it was a box of 12.
Yeah.
Um, when
And
I
you're
get my
being forced at gunpoint to drink them, of course.
when I'm through with them and I get
Yeah.
my Diet Coke again, it's going to be like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Coke advert. Do 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 do. I'll literally be,
I don't know what you just did. What? You mean the Christmas ad?
no, do you know they're really hot day and they finally go always Coca-Cola.
Right. Okay.
You're just
Zookie
enjoying
boy
the
is
hand
coming.
motion I'm making, aren't
Zookie
you?
boy is coming. Zookie boy is coming. Oh, it's Coca-Cola. That one.
What? Yeah, that's the Christmas version of it. But yeah, always Coca-Cola.
Not the Diet Coke advert where the guy in the vest is drinking, and
Well, I'm the guy in the vest, is
the
what I'm
women are all
saying.
fanning themselves because there's.
Yeah, I'm the guy in the vest, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you were the girl with the counter fanning herself.
Watching someone else drink the Coke? No,
Yeah.
I'll be drinking the Coke.
Right. Okay. I can picture it now.
Yeah, I'll be drinking the Coke.
Sure.
But yeah, anyway, I can't remember how I got onto that. But yeah, anyway,
I can't remember how we got into that either. There's a real tangent.
oh, your
But I'm.
burp. That's how we got onto it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I've got no more, so you're all good. It's fine. Uh, yeah. Come on. We're older gentlemen. This is life. Yeah. I've got no other. I mean, what have you been watching over the last 3 weeks?
Quite a bit. So I went on a horror film binge, watched quite a
Hmm.
bit. Um,
Did you watch any of my recommendations?
what were your recommendations?
I recommended The Thing. Uh,
No, but I heard somebody else talk about the thing,
oh, you'd love
and
it. It'd
apparently,
be honestly,
apparently
genuinely,
it's quite
without
a good scary film. So
all
yeah, I will watch
seriousness.
that.
I know you. I know what you like. You'd like The Thing. In all
So
seriousness.
I will be watching it. Yeah, I say it because we were talking about him earlier. I think it was Joe Rogan actually talked about the thing on one of his podcasts recently, and I was
Brilliant.
like,
Awesome.
oh, maybe it's
It's
well,
a,
I
it's
was
a
like,
great film. I wouldn't recommend. I know you. I know what you like. In all seriousness, I know we rib, but you'd like it genuinely.
yeah, yeah. No, it does look good. I don't know what have I been watching. Well, we talked at the start of the start of the podcast about. I don't know. I've been deep diving on Star Trek. I was never much. It was always on Sky One, but I never proper watched it. But I started watching the Voyager series again. It's out of curiosity, really, because I kept seeing people online after watching Picard talk about how great it
Of course.
was,
Yeah.
and I had my fill of the next gen people after Picard, to be honest. And I started watching Star Trek. I've been watching quite a bit of Star Trek films actually, because they're all on Paramount. So I kind of went. I watched all three of the Chris Pine ones.
Okay.
Not great, I'll be honest. They're watchable, they're okay, but they're
Yeah, they're
like
fine. They're fine.
I read a quote that apparently like Gene Roddenberry hated. He was all about space exploration. That's where he
He
wanted it,
hated
and
conflict.
he didn't
Yeah.
want to
Here's
do
it.
space pirates. He didn't want to do that. All three of those films are just space pirate films, right? It's just fights and stuff. And then I moved from there watching some of the old Next Generation films. First Contact, still brilliant. Love it.
Yeah. First Contact's great. Yeah.
Here. No
Oh,
further.
smash.
We'll stop them here. No further.
No.
No, no, no.
He smashes his ships, and then she goes up to him and goes, "You broke your little ships." And he wakes
turn
up
and
for his
run.
funk.
You would turn and run, you coward.
Coward.
If you were any other man, I would kill you where you sat. I love that whole scene.
Get off my
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah, exactly. That's probably I think the best Patrick Stewart scene I've seen. It's brilliant. Anyway, so yeah, I
I
watched
love
that.
him as an action star because it's so
Then I watched back and watched
juxtaposing.
some other ones. Generations, terrible. Didn't like
Yeah,
that
it's
film.
really not
I need
great.
to watch Nemesis because that was one we watched in the cinema.
Nemesis is
We were watching
great.
that in the cinema.
Yeah, it's great.
We were 12. What's his
Skinny
name?
Tom Hardy.
He's well skinny.
He's
Well
so
skinny.
skinny.
And he looks
Like
like
did
a
a Christian Bale
prophylactic with his bald head.
machinist
It's
sort of thing. Yeah.
crazy. Um,
A what prophylactic?
yeah,
God.
Hardy Dom. But he's yeah. So that I watched that again. I like that film. Apart from Data in it, Data's quite annoying. I do not understand.
I do not
I do,
understand.
I do not
Yeah.
understand. And what else am I watching? Chad Powers. I actually started watching Chad Powers.
Okay. Any good?
It's exactly what you think it'll be on the tin. I do like it. I don't know why. I am waiting for
By
the
the,
next episode.
it's by the guy we just quoted as the Young Avengers pitch, by the way.
It's good.
Okay. All right.
I don't mind it. Glenn Powell, I'm slowly getting into because the upcoming Running Man, is it, film looks good. It's coming out with him.
It's come out and it's just bombed.
Oh, really? Because it looks really
Yeah.
good in the trailer.
It looks really good. Apparently, well, the critics seem to like it. Online critics, not so much. I haven't seen it to vouch for whatever they're not
He's a good
happy
actor.
with.
He's a good actor. He does
I'm
well
trying
in
to avoid
Chad Powers,
spoilers
doesn't
because I actually want to see it.
he? Yeah.
But yeah, apparently it's not done that well.
I want to see it too. That is, I mean, I talk about a high bar for films I'd see in the cinema. Running Man's up there. I'll tell you why, because it's not franchise. I feel like I'd be entertained, and yeah, it's a different type of film. I feel like I could sit there and enjoy a story for a couple of hours. So, yeah, I would like to see that in the cinema.
Stephen
I feel
King.
that's what it goes up.
Stephen King's story, isn't it?
I didn't know that actually. That's interesting.
Short story by Stephen King. Yeah.
But that's about it really. For new things I've been watching.
Me, I've been boring and doing my Bond rewatch. They added an extra month.
Haven't you been
To the
watching
rewatch.
that for a while now?
Well, I do like a film every now and then. So there's 25 films. There you go. Go figure.
Okay.
And at the moment, I'm in the middle of my Stranger Things rewatch. I'm on series 4 because series 5 comes out next week. That's why. I can see the look on your face. You're like, "Why are you rewatching that?" I'm like, "Yeah, the new series comes out next week."
Yeah, I mean, have they found the strange things yet?
So many strange things. So many
Is it the children?
that are strange.
Yes,
No.
because they all look very strange for me,
I'm sure they say the same thing about you.
quite possibly, but I'm not them. So, and they're in a show literally called Strange Things, so I win.
Cool. Yeah, you win. Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
What's it? It's the one I was talking about the other day about it, wasn't it? It's the one that's in it for that's in the Ghostbusters one as well. And
Yeah.
he's funny in it.
Finn Wolfhard,
Didn't
yeah.
find him funny in Ghostbusters, and I don't think I'd like him in Stranger Things.
He's good. He's good in both, I think. Yeah, he's good in those. Well, the Ghostbusters films,
And
Afterlife, I enjoyed for the
and
most
I'm
part,
not
apart from the end, and then the second one is not very good. It's really bad, actually.
and and I say the other thing it's probably a bit of bugbear for me,
But he's
right?
not the problem with them. He's good.
I don't. It's probably a bugbear of mine, and I don't need to slag off a young actress or actor.
Mm.
But
You're talking about Millie Bobby Brown.
yeah, I don't get the fawning because I don't think she's that good.
I think she's a very good actress, especially if you watch Stranger Things. She genuinely can act. I don't think she comes across well in interviews. So I thought that's what if you're
That's
referring to
probably
interviews.
mostly where I've seen her. Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna say
just
if you've seen her in interviews and only interviews, you probably would think I don't like that person because she doesn't come across that well.
yeah.
Um, it would no, I'm not gonna say that, but it would. I think it's one of those things where yeah, if you watch Stranger Things, she's genuinely a very good actress. Very, you can't think she isn't if you watch it. 'Cause she can genuinely act.
Mm.
Um, it's I think perception of her in reality that sort of dwarfs people's opinion of her, but she's very good in the show. They all are very good, very likable people in the show. All the characters are pretty likable. I'm trying to think. There's probably like one or two that I could probably, I was going to say, do without. You never know who's going to die on that show, so you know you might actually be doing without them very soon. So
Well,
yeah,
it's the last series. I presume
this is the last series.
they all end it.
I'm sure it won't end with everyone dying, but you never know. You never know.
You never know. Dungeons
I'll
and
be sad.
Dragons is a crazy game. Am I right in thinking that's what it's overall about?
Loosely, originally, the first series was very much infused. Basically, the kids. Actually, no. Do you know what? I'll take that back. The show features the kids that play Dungeons and Dragons, but what happens isn't spurned by Dungeons and Dragons. That's a misreporting.
Oh, I thought that they were like in the game almost.
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. I don't know
No,
about this show.
it's a sci-fi horror show.
I don't know anything about this show. I'll be honest. I
Well, it's
started
set in the
watching the first
80s. It's set in the
episode.
80s, based. It's sort of
Oh, is it? I didn't even realize it was set
yes,
in the 80s.
set in the 80s. Yeah. So
So
it's during the
is it
Cold
like a
War.
spin-off of It?
You're on the right lines if you're thinking the It show, the It film. Sorry. Yeah, you're on
Yeah.
the right lines. Oh, he was good in that as well. He's good in the It film. Finn
Yeah, it's the only
Wolfhard.
film I liked him in. That's what I mean.
No, he was good. He was good. He's good
Yeah, I
in
liked
everything.
him in it. He was funny.
Yeah, he's good. They all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend it if you fancy venturing out. But yeah, I know you won't. So, but I would
I won't
enjoy
watch this show.
season 5. No, I know.
Particularly as it's ending. Once it ends, I hope
No,
it's
I know
good.
you won't watch it because I like it. That's the way you operate.
I'm not you. That's not
No,
what I
no,
do.
you are me. You are me. You just
I
don't
just
admit
admitted
it.
earlier that I watched Picard season 3 because you recommended it. I'm not like you.
I watch things you recommend.
Name one.
I can't mention that.
Anything on Apple TV?
No, I don't have
Which
Apple
I
TV.
know you would love.
I don't have Apple TV because there's nothing worth watching on it.
That's why we disagree. Absolutely.
Really?
But I'm recommending it to you, and you can get it on a free month subscription as your first
I
month.
watched Monster on your recommendation.
No, we were both watching that.
I wasn't watching. I watched the first episode and didn't dig it. You watched the whole thing. You went stick with it, so I did. You don't remember this conversation, do you?
I have a different version of events, yeah. But okay, fair enough.
Okay, well
That's
that
true,
is.
fair
I'll
enough.
put that down to you because I wasn't going to finish it.
I thought we
I watched
started
the
at the
first
same
episode and
time,
thought,
and then I carried on, but you didn't.
no, I watched the first episode, didn't think much of it, and you went, "Oh, I want to see what you think about the ending," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll carry on then." I got into it more, but I was still had the same thoughts about it. But yeah. Anyway, that's what we've been watching. How interesting are we? How much fun would people have if they spent
Particularly,
time
it's
with
been
us
very
watching
Star
our,
Trek heavy this
watching our
episode.
Bond films and Star Trek
I'm
marathon?
not even a huge Star Trek fan. That's the thing, but it's been very Star Trek heavy this week.
I mean, when you say I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, you've regaled most of the episode with Star Trek
I'll tell you
knowledge.
what, the algorithm got me as well yesterday. They brought up a 3D model of that Enterprise E, the one that's
Yeah,
in First Contact, and it
nice to
like
say you
is like a
back.
model that lit up and stuff, and you could take it apart.
Yeah. But you're not a big Star Trek fan.
No, but I like little sci-fi stuff like that. I mean, you buy Marvel toys, so yeah. I mean, I might get a little model for my desk of a light up Star Trek ship.
Christmas is coming up. You could put it on your Christmas list.
Santa's never been kind to me.
Never, never
No,
ever.
I got some Batmobiles when I was a kid, but that's about it.
Yeah, and they lit up.
One did,
Yeah.
one did. That was the one from
How greedy are you?
Batman Forever.
Right.
It used to light up blue, didn't it?
It did. No, the other one did as well. The Batman and Robin one. That was red. That had red light, didn't it?
No, just the one that was the one
Oh,
with
okay.
Mr. Freeze. Had a
Yeah,
button
that's
I
the Batman and
pressed
Robin
it.
one, isn't it?
Is it Batman and Robin?
Yeah,
It is
that's
Batman and Robin,
Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
Sorry.
Yeah. You don't know yourself.
I haven't watched any of the old Batmans in years. I'd watched the Burton ones. I know them very well, but yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, watch anything else.
Fair enough. Uh, I thought we would end with a quiz, as per usual. I know you
Thought I'd
love my
avoided it.
quizzes. I know you love my quizzes. So, just bear with me a second. I may have to share my screen in order to make this work. Doop, doop, doo. And I need to know how to share my screen.
At the
Oh,
bottom, it
I'll
says
cut
share.
I'll cut all this out.
At the bottom, it says
Uh,
share,
yeah, advanced sharing
and then
options.
you can
One.
share one window or multiple windows.
So we're gonna do a quiz to end as per usual, and I'm gonna do an emoji quiz with you. So
Are the listeners going to see what
they
I'm
will
seeing?
the visual portion of it, which is available on YouTube. Subscribe to the Zekeism podcast on YouTube, by the way. Thank you to anyone who has subscribed, by the way. Our numbers have shot up over the last 3 weeks. Um, yeah, they actually have, haven't they? It's been a bit
Yeah, well,
crazy to see
in
the
our
numbers.
absence, it gets more popular. It feels.
Yeah, the more we don't do stuff, the more popular we get. Go figure. So yeah. So anyway, the quiz this week is an emoji quiz. I'm trying to test Zook on his film knowledge. Um, basically, say what you see. I will describe for the audio listeners what I can see. If you did want to play along loosely in audio, but it is very much a visual quiz. Say what you see. This is a film. It's a famous film.
I've got it.
Okay, I'll describe it first. There is a feather. There is a box. There is a chocolate. There's a ping pong racket and ball. There's a runner. There's an army helmet, and there's a shrimp. What film is that?
Forrest Gump.
Correct. That is Forrest Gump. Well done. I think there was quite a lot there in that one.
I thought each picture when you first did it, I thought each picture was going to be an
Oh, a
individual
different
film.
film.
Yeah. So at first I was thinking I
Maybe
couldn't
I
get
should
through
have.
it.
You know what I should have done? I hate having revised ideas on air, but what I should have done is slow revealed one by one. Like see how you would have got it.
Yeah, that would have made it harder.
Yeah, that
That
would
would
have
have
made
made
it
it harder.
harder. I wonder if I can
Yeah, I
quickly fudge
realized they
it.
were all the same film when I got to the ping pong paddle, and I thought I
Oh, I
looked at the other
see.
pictures and I went, "Oh, okay, right, it's Forrest Gump."
Oh, I should have slow revealed it. Damn it. Okay, maybe I'll do it again, and then I'll slow reveal them. Okay, film number two. We have a bathtub with shower. We have a knife. We have a skull, and we have an old lady.
There's two answers I have. I
What
guess
film am I? Do, 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 do,
it's
do,
either
do,
it's a
do, do.
film, right?
It is a film. They're all films.
Psycho.
Correct. Well done. I didn't think you get that one, to be fair. So
I
well
was
done.
gonna go with Monster, but you said film.
You were gonna go with Monster. Oh, the show. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Would you have got that 3 weeks ago? Like before you saw Monster?
Psycho.
Yeah.
Probably not actually.
Okay, that's interesting. Uh, film number three. We have a UFO. We have a suite. I think is a suite. We have a telephone, and we have a bike.
It's gonna be ET, isn't it?
Correct. That's an easy one.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
thinking South Park at first because of the picture of the alien, but
Oh, it's very UFO from South Park. Yeah, that's true. Well done. I thought you'd get that one. To be fair, it's quite self-explanatory. Uh, Film number four. We have a clock. We have a calendar. We have snow, and we have a rodent of some description.
Groundhog Day.
Correct, because it's there three times. Well done.
I was wondering why it had been repeated 3 times, but
You look
yeah,
proud of yourself. You got 4 out of 4 so far. I didn't actually think you'd get 4 out of 4. You feeling good? Feeling proud? Feeling happy? Feeling content?
I don't know how to feel. You haven't offered me a prize, to be fair.
I wasn't going to give you a prize. This is for pride.
That's
Your
what I
pride
wanted
is
to play for
prize.
2 weeks ago before you started giving me prizes, and now I'm playing back for pride.
What did I give you as a prize before?
£2, £2
Oh, it was
round.
£4, isn't it? I owe you £4. Yeah, yeah. You still haven't cashed in on that.
Yeah, I'll bank it.
Yeah,
Christmas is
bank it.
coming.
Bank it.
Yeah.
We'll total it, and then yeah, Christmas coming. We'll add it to the total. Film number five for Zook is Italian flag, a horse, and a boxing glove.
It's got to be Rocky.
Why do you say Rocky?
Italian stallion.
Correct. Well done. I was like, I wonder if you'll get the link. Yeah.
I was thinking something Godfathery at first, but the box, yeah, it did, yeah,
But you know, when I saw it first, I thought it was Raging Bull. So
yeah. I
I'll
was trying to think of
consider that.
something like that. Yeah, something.
Yeah. I was like, oh, was it Raging Bull? But no, you're right. Italian Stallion. Well done. Rocky, it is. Film number six. We have a desert island and a ball.
I don't know. Wilson. It's gonna be Castaway, isn't it?
I'll tell you first answer. You said Wilson? I've never heard of that film. I don't know what that film is. No, well done. You got Castaway. Well done. Wilson. My name's Hoyt, dumbass. Film number seven.
Oh,
We
oh,
have, I guess, a lot here.
yeah.
We have a beardy man. We have a other man. We have another man. We have a couple of beers. We have a tiger. We have a tooth. We have an inebriated face, and we have a baby. What film am I?
Baby's Day Out. Actually,
Baby's Day Out.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't get Sully ready again.
Um,
No, it's not. Do you want to have another guess?
yeah. Oh,
How long are you going to take to guess?
it's not going to be the Tooth Fairy, surely, with The Rock.
It might be.
I don't think it is.
It might be.
Um,
It could be.
Baby, Bearded Man, and the beers, the tooth and a tiger. Tooth and a tiger. I mean, it's got a tiger in it. I'm thinking of the episode of Archer.
I mean, this
Uh,
guy here, the second one. I mean, that might be Steve Merchant.
all right, Tooth Fairy then.
It's not a
Yeah,
tooth
I know.
fairy. What are you
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about?
I knew it. All right. Said it
Uh,
might be.
do you want another guess, or are you done?
I don't think I'll get this one.
And our jury says The Hangover.
Okay, right, okay, okay.
Yeah, because he gets his tooth pulled out. He pulls his own tooth out, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then Alan
The
as a
baby.
baby and Mike
There's the baby
Tyson's
guy.
tiger. Right,
Yeah,
okay,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson's
That makes
tiger.
sense.
Yeah.
Wait, there's 4 of them though. You tricked me.
No, there isn't. Well, there's a drunk face. There's three men.
Yeah, but you've made 3 main characters clearly who have
Yeah.
a drink, and then one of them is hungover and gets his tooth pulled
Hey man,
with
don't
a
hate the
tiger
player,
and a
hate the
baby.
game. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I want that you missed a key character out of
I
that.
didn't
There's
miss a
4 of
person.
them.
I described what I could see. Same way that you would, or the listeners, or the viewers would. You
Well, you
say
could
what
have
you
moved the
see.
beers down into the second row and had an extra face at the top there to be 4 main characters.
So you're saying I tricked you with my
Just saying, I was
placement
set
of
up
the
to fail, and
items.
I should have union representation for future disputes. Sorry,
Right. What union would you like to contact to complain?
I don't know. I'm unionizing as we speak, so I don't have representation as yet.
The Zook Union. Interesting. Okay, and film number eight, finally. We have a tent. It looks within a foresty area. We have a watermelon. We have a lady dancing and a man dancing.
Um, in a tent. Um,
I hate to give you a clue, but the tent might not be as relevant as the image suggests.
just Dirty Dancing.
Correct. It is Dirty Dancing.
That was my first thought. I was like, well, where does the watermelon and the
Yeah, I
tent
know.
come
The
into
tent
it?
is. I don't know. Yeah, the tent is misleading. I didn't put this
But
quiz together,
wait,
by the way.
what does the tent mean?
I'm not actually sure.
You made it. What does the
I didn't make
watermelon?
it.
How
I
does the
nicked.
what?
Yeah,
How
I
does the
told you.
watermelon feed into this? Am I missing something about this film?
We could actually what's the word? Digress or deconstruct uh what the watermelon is. Let me have a little look see. Uh Dirty Dancing watermelon. Should we Google that? It's a lot of Googling this. The phrase "I carried a watermelon" from the movie Dirty Dancing refers to a famous iconic scene where the character Baby, played by Jennifer Grey, is carrying a large watermelon and is flustered by interaction with the character Johnny. Should we Google why camping is important in that film as well?
Potentially. Sorry.
I'm not sure what the.
I hope that didn't come through on the mic. My cat just screamed at me.
What did you say? What did you talk to your cat about?
He just screamed at me. I didn't know if it came through on the mic.
Are you turning into a cat lady?
It's just me and the boys tonight.
Okay, fair enough. Dirty Dancing 10? There's no official. I don't know what the 10 represents. So there you go.
Okay,
There's
well, I got it. So what's that? 7 out of 8?
you got set. I'm actually surprised you got 7 out of 8. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that you did so well. But well done. Let me stop sharing my screen there. So there you
Oh,
go.
I've got £22 in the bank now.
£22. That one wasn't for money, bro.
What
What you
was
talk
it
about
for?
homes?
What was it for?
It's Pride. I told you. I told you at the
Oh,
beginning.
wait. Oh, fine.
That was for
Whatever.
Pride. No, we
When I
need
want to
to.
play for Pride, I'm not allowed to play for Pride. But when
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
my quiz, my rules. But you need to outline before you participate. Next time we'll go, what's this for? And you can agree to agree to agree or agree to disagree before we
You know
start.
what I should be playing for? My socials in the banner.
Socials in the banner.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Your socials is in the banner, aren't they? In the
No,
you
they're
mean
just yours.
the visual stream,
Yeah.
YouTube. Oh, okay. I can put them in free of charge.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not gonna make me play for him. I'm happy with that.
Well, if you, why don't we just we'll call it £4, and then to put your socials on the video version. Is that
Yeah,
okay? Four
do
four
that.
pound charge.
Yeah, do that.
Nice. All right, I'll put your socials in there then. Will you be happy then? Will your Mog be happy as well?
I think so. He's
Yeah.
missed me today. I've been out all day.
Okay. He looks quite bored.
He's satisfied.
I think he's dumbstruck by the idiocy coming out of your gob, as Stephen Merchant once said.
He's just been cleaning himself, so he's a bit whiffy actually. Go away.
This is fascinating for our viewers and our listeners. I'm going to end it there whilst he pats his pussy down.
Disgusting. They're my children.
Oh, really? You're not a cat lady, then, are you?
I have nothing else. They are all I've got. So,
Oh my god, this has gone off the rails very quickly. This one. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, listening. Whoever out there decides to watch and listen, we very much appreciate it. Thank you to the 105 subscribers we've managed to gain on our YouTube channel.
yeah, genuinely, it's
Genuinely,
amazing.
thank you very much. We're a bit blown away by that because, like I said, we've only got about 8 or 9 videos on there.
Can we get to 200 by Christmas?
200 videos. 200
Subscribers.
subscribers, right? Okay, yeah. Hopefully, yeah, that'd be nice. But we've got to be grateful for what we can get, to be honest with you, because we're just two lads who do this because we love talking films, to be honest, film and TV and things we like, as evidenced by this show, which has really gone off the rails this episode. I think we thought we'd struggle to fill half an hour, so we've actually padded it to an hour and a half, an hour 45. So there you go. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. Anything we do, very much appreciate it. From Zekeism point of view, there's 4 channels I've got on YouTube. One's the wrestling one, one's the film and TV one related to this one. The podcast one is obviously up there, and I've also got a gaming one as well, which I do prat around on there. Stupid stuff, games I feature.
You raise dinosaur babies is about all you do.
4,000 people watch my Cluedo one. I'm blown away by that.
Pluto.
I know. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I did it and I thought this is going to get no views. And I put it up there and I was like, wow, okay.
Might as well play that other pointless game you love, Uno.
Writing that one down. Uno. How do you spell Uno?
You-
Fuck you.
I'm not
Anyway,
spelling it. I'm not spelling it. No, I nearly did. I'm not spelling it.
yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for anyone who listens or watches to any of the content on those channels I mentioned. I'm on Twitter, Zekeism Media on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, obviously as well. Yourself, Zook, you've got socials now.
Zook is malarkey.
Zook is malarkey. You know, Zookism is in your title. You know, if you cut the words,
It's clever, isn't
it's
it?
clever, very clever. You look very proud of yourself for that.
Yep.
Stop patting down that pussy, you weirdo. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll speak to you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.